It's time for Medford Rogues Baseball as the Rogues take on the best of the West in the Great West League. Don't miss a minute of the action. Listen to every Medford Rogues game all season long, live on MedfordRogues.com. Now, it's time for Medford Rogues Baseball. Calling all the action tonight, here's Jonathan Kerman.
Welcome to Medford Rogues Baseball, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. I'm Jonathan Kerman on the call with you tonight. Game 3 of a 3-game series between the Medford Rogues and the Marysville Gold Sox. It was hot the first 2 days, 105 degrees at first pitch in Game 1, 105 degrees at first pitch in Game 2. However, the weather has changed here in Marysville. I am happy to announce that the temperature right now tells me my phone 107 degrees. On the mound for your Medford Rogues tonight, Jaden France. France had been nursing a head cold, had a start pushed back to tomorrow. Well, was supposed to pitch yesterday, had it pushed back to tomorrow, now today. Rogues have won the first 2 games of this series by 1 run each. Score of 2-1 in the first game and 6-5 in the second. Rogues were trailing for most of the game last night until the top of the 8th inning. They loaded the bases, and then Connor Lowry delivered a bases-clearing double to the right center gap. Braden Stutzman would then single Connor Lowry home, and that would end up being the deciding run in the game. For the second consecutive game, Taylor Frost came in with a bases-loaded 1-out situation and got out of the inning unscathed. Last night, that was in the 8th inning. came back to pitch a perfect ninth to seal the win for the Rogues. In Game 1, it was the bottom of the ninth inning. Got a shallow pop fly caught by Jake Helwig, the right fielder, who fired a laser to home plate to get what would be the tying run. Eric Yang applied the tag on Jason Daikochia. And that's the story so far here in Marysville. Just a few minutes from getting underway. Valley Immediate Care is a proud sponsor of our Rogues broadcast team. Valley Immediate Care has locations in both North and South Medford, Ashland, Grants Pass, and Brookings, offering urgent care, occupational health, physicals, laser services, and more. Head to valley-ic.com for more information. Now time for the Valley Immediate Care pregame injury report. Liam Kent is still nursing some sore ribs. DJ Wilson has a sore shoulder. And, of course, Jordan Reagan is at home with that sore elbow. One addition to the Valley Immediate Care pregame injury report, Dante Gutierrez is not starting for the Rogues tonight. Those of you who joined us last night heard that in the bottom of the sixth inning, the Rogues came out to stretch, get ready to play the field, and Dante Gutierrez, who was playing first at the time, just went down. He got down on one knee, started rubbing his eyes, rubbing his face. It was hard to tell from up here what exactly happened. Learned later that he had a bee sting just below his left eye. He got up, walked off under his own power, and is considered day-to-day. I have seen Dante Gutierrez since that bee sting. It does not look pretty. So that does it for the Valley Immediate Care pregame report. Your starting lineups for the Medford Rogues, leading things off, shortstop Davis DeLorfis. At third, Jaden Hanna. Batting third, catching behind the plate, Eric Yang. In the four-hole, designated hitter Alex Isola. In center, Connor Lowry. In right, Jake Helwig. Batting seventh, Braden Stutzman. Batting eighth, left field, making his return, Johnny De La Cruz. He'd been out for a couple games. And batting ninth, at second base, Clay Valenzuela Reese. They will be facing Isaiah Rodriguez, the southpaw out of Yuba City, California. Going to attend Yuba College in the fall. 5'9", 190-pounder. Rogues haven't faced many lefties this season. Certainly at least not starting. We're just a few minutes from getting underway here in Marysville. Game 3 of a 3-game series. Records for the two teams coming into this one. Your Medford Rogues are 14-6. Gold Sox are 6-13. The team will leave the field tonight, hop on the bus, and head directly to Chico for a 3-game series against the defending champion Chico Heat before returning back to Medford on Monday, June 26th for a 1-game series with the Lincoln Potters and then a 3-game series between the Rogues and these Marysville Gold Sox. First pitch is just around the corner. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. We'll be back right after this.
At People's Bank, we know that banking doesn't have to be complicated. Good banking happens when we put people first. Here at People's Bank, we're for the people with big dreams. We're here for families working on creating a better life for their children. We're for businesses investing locally to create a better community we're proud to call home. This is Ken Troutman, president of People's Bank. When we put people first, families grow stronger, businesses thrive, and our community flourishes. People's Bank, we put people first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
back on the road with the Rogues. Take the Rogues with you by following along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group. I am Jonathan Kerman with you on the call, here for Game 3 between the Marysville Gold Sox and your Medford Rogues. 107 degrees here at Colusa Casino Stadium in Marysville, California. Just about ready to get underway here. Gold Sox are wearing their blue tops with gold lettering, and I believe everybody except for Jason Daicochia, the shortstop, and the catcher Tom Fuller are wearing gold socks. Knee-high gold socks, to be precise. Your Medford Rogues are in the green tops, gray pants. Stepping in to lead things off for the Rogues, the shortstop, Davis DeLorfis. First pitch to DeLorfis is outside, ball one.
707, 108 degrees.
Next pitch from Isaiah Rodriguez, the starting pitcher for the Gold Sox, is inside, 2-0. Here's the next pitch to DeLorfis. That one's outside, so 3 straight balls to start this game for Isaiah Rodriguez, the lefty out of Yuba City. Waiting on deck for the Rogues, third baseman Jaden Hanna. Here's the pitch. And that's low, ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk for Davis DeLorfis, leadoff man on for the Rogues. And that'll bring up Jaden Hanna.
Now hitting Hannah, third base.
So that'll bring up Jaden Hanna. Hanna went 3 for 4 yesterday with a run scored. DeLorfis at first. Just getting underway here in Marysville. Top of the first inning. Rodriguez looks at DeLorfis a long time. Now comes home. Hanna sets to bunt, pulls back. It's a called strike, 0-1. Oh and 1 the count to Jaden Hanna. The lefty Rodriguez taking a long look at DeLorfis. DeLorfis dekes, doesn't go. It's a ball, 1-1 to Jaden Hanna. Rodriguez quick pitch comes home. Hanna lays down a bunt. It's going to fall and move over DeLorfis. So a great bunt laid down by Jaden Hanna. Sends DeLorfis to second. There's one out here in the top of the first inning. Eric Yang, the catcher, coming up.
Now hitting for Medford, the catcher, Yang.
Eric Yang, a right-handed batter, stepping in. On deck, the designated hitter, Alex Isola. Rodriguez getting the sign from the catcher, Tom Fuller. Looks back at second, now comes home. Pitch, plunks him. So Eric Yang hit by the pitch, right on the hip. Wasn't a fastball, looked like a changeup or something, just got away from Rodriguez.
Now hitting the DH, Isola.
So 2 on, 1 out here in the top of the first inning for Alex Isola. Isola batting .304 on the year. Takes a first pitch curveball. That caught Isola off guard, and that drops in there, 0-1. DeLorfis at second, Eric Yang at first. Here's the pitch. That ball's low, 1-1. Isola has 14 RBIs in the 14 games that he's played as a Medford Rogue. Rodriguez looks back at second, looks back again, now comes home. Curveball high and outside. 2-1. 1 out here in the top of the first inning, just getting underway here in Marysville.
Yes.
107 degrees. Hope you're staying cool wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining us. Rodriguez looks back, now comes home. Check swing, no swing. 3-1 now the count to Alex Isola. Waiting on deck, the center fielder and the hero from last night, Connor Lowry. Pitch home, way inside, ball 4. So the Rogues load the bases without swinging the bat. DeLorfis walked, Eric Yang hit by a pitch, and now Isola walks. So the bases are juiced, nobody out for the big man on campus, Connor Lowry. Connor Lowry leads the league in RBI. He has 22. That's 5 more than the next hitter. Quick conversation. Tom Fuller went out to have a quick chat with Isaiah. Lowry stepping in. There's already some action in the Gold Sox bullpen. That is Garrett O'Callahan warming up. First pitch to Lowry. Off-speed pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. DeLorfis at third. Eric Yang at second. Alex Isola at first. No hits for the Rogues. But the bases are loaded. Nobody out here in the top of the first inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Lowry ahead of that one. So Alex Isola has 14 RBIs in 14 games. Connor Lowry has his 22 RBIs in only 20 games. He's just crushing the ball when the Rogues need it most. He hits that one high, deep to left center field. It's going to be the center fielder, Cooney Silk, who makes the play. No throw at home. It's the third base. It gets by the third baseman, and that is going to advance the runners. So Connor Lowry tack on another RBI, his 23rd of the year, a sac fly. And then on the throw, it gets through the third baseman, Sam Leach's legs. I mean, right in between his legs. He just didn't get down enough. So the runners advance on that play. Eric Yang is at third. Alex Isola is at second. 2 outs for Jake Helwig, the left-handed batter. Here's the pitch. Off speed. Catches the outside part of the plate. 0-1. Looks like this curveball might be the dominant main pitch for Rodriguez. Rogues have one across here in the top of the first inning. 2 outs. Next pitch to Helwig outside. 1-1. Rodriguez comes, sets, delivers. That one just missed. I'm not sure where, but it's called a ball. 2-1 the count to Jake Helwig. Yang at third, Isola at second, 2 outs. Here's the pitch, off speed, outside. 3-1 now. Braden Stutzman, the first baseman, playing first base tonight, waits on deck. Helwig waits for the pitch. Here it comes. Fastball hit sharply up the middle. That's going to drive in at least 1. Here comes Yang. Isola rounding third. He is going to score a 2 RBI single for Jake Helwig. And the Rogues are up 3 to lead things off here in Game 3. So the first hit of the game for the Rogues, it equals 3 runs.
Now he's the first baseman, Stutzman.
That'll bring up Braden Stutzman. With 1 on and 2 out here in the top of the first inning. Your Rogues on top, 3-0. Here's the pitch from Rodriguez. He fires it over to first. Helwig back in time. Helwig is a big guy. I mean, he's just a tall dude. But he does have 4 stolen bases on the year, so he's definitely a threat to run. Isaiah Rodriguez, he went to pick off Jake Helwig. Helwig slipped on the dive attempt, but the throw was high, pulling the first baseman off the bag. Helwig managed to swim move back to the plate on his belly, back safely. Braden Stutzman still waiting for his first pitch. Here it is, and that's inside, ball 1. So DeLorphis walked to start off the inning. Eric Yang was hit by a pitch. Alex Isola walked. Connor Lowry hit a sac fly to drive home DeLorphis, and then Jake Helwig delivered a 2 RBI single to send home Yang and Isola. That pitch is hit well, and that's going to fall into left center field. Braden Stutzman has his first hit as a Rogue. Jake Helwig gunning for third. Throw is on target, but not caught. On the play, Stutzman advances to second, and the runners, everyone's safe. The Rogues are still looking for more. So 2 runners in scoring position for the Rogues. Helwig at third. With 2 outs, you run on the hit. Braden Stutzman hit that one sharply to left center field. And on the throw to third, which was not in time, Stutzman advanced to second. And it looks like that is going to be it for Isaiah Rodriguez. So Isaiah Rodriguez fails to get through an inning. We have a pitching change here in Marysville. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group. We'll be back right after this. Your Rogues are up 3-0 with 2 on here in the top of the first inning. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Medford Rogues Baseball, live on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Top of the first inning, 3 runs already across for the Rogues, and they have 2 more in scoring position. Jake Helwig is at third, Braden Stutzman is at second, and at the dish, the left fielder, Johnny De La Cruz. Here's the pitch from the new pitcher, Garrett O'Callahan. It is outside, ball 1. O'Callahan out of Sokol, California, a sophomore at Holy Names University. The right-hander deals, that is just outside, ball 2. O'Callahan, a lanky left-hander, 6'4", 200 pounds. Callahan getting the sign from Tom Fuller. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit sharply. That is going to get through, and that's going to score at least 1 more. Helwig comes home. The play at the plate is not going to be on target. Johnny De La Cruz comes back from a 2-game absence and delivers a 2 RBI single, sending home Jake Helwig and Braden Stutzman. And that ups the score to 5. That'll bring up Clay Valenzuela-Reese with 2 on and 1 out. Pitch swung on and missed. Strike 1. DeLorphis walked to lead off the game. Eric Yang was hit by a pitch. Alex Isola walked to load the bases. Connor Lowry hit a sac fly to drive home DeLorphis. Jake Helwig then delivered the first hit of the game, a 2 RBI single to drive home Yang and Isola. On the pitch goes De La Cruz. He is in there. Took a long while for the ump to make that call. It was a close play at second, but De La Cruz has a stolen base. Valenzuela-Reese waiting. De La Cruz at second now. Here's the pitch. That is inside. Ball 2. 2-1 the count to Clay Valenzuela-Reese. On deck, the leadoff man for the Rogues, the guy who got all this started, Davis DeLorfis. 5-0 here in the top of the first. Here's the pitch. That is a called strike on the inside corner. So 2-2 the count, 2 outs. Johnny De La Cruz wearing number 2 at second base. 5-0, your Rogues are on top. Gold Sox haven't even come to the plate yet. Here's the pitch to Clay Valenzuela-Reese. It's an off-speed pitch that is outside, and that runs the count full, 3-2. So De La Cruz will be off and running with the pitch. And when it's a runner at second, that can mean the difference between coming home and being held up at third. Valenzuela-Reese waits. Here's the pitch. Check swing, did he go? No, says the home plate umpire for ball 4. So that is the 4th free base given up by the Gold Sox.
Now hitting DeLorfis.
So Davis DeLorfis will come back up to the plate here in the top of the first inning. This time he has 2 runners on. De La Cruz at second, Clay Valenzuela-Reese at first. Garrett O'Callahan, the new pitcher for the Gold Sox. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 1. Isaiah Rodriguez, the starting pitcher for the Gold Sox, went just 2/3 of an inning, giving up 3 earned runs. 4 earned runs, excuse me. Tom Fuller, the catcher, going out and having a quick conversation with his catcher, Garrett O'Callahan. The Rogues would like to thank our friends at Avista. Serving Medford since 1906, Avista has created opportunities, sparked imaginations, and fueled innovation. Today, as they celebrate more than a century of service, the folks at Avista are committed as ever to helping the communities they serve and grow prosper. Head to avistautilities.com for more information. Here's the pitch to Davis DeLorfis. That is on the inside corner for a strike. 1-1, 2 outs. Top of the first inning, De La Cruz at second, Clay Valenzuela-Reese at first. The leadoff man, Davis DeLorfis, at the plate for the second time this inning. O'Callahan looks back. De La Cruz dancing off the bag. Now comes home. That pitch is hit well to right field. That is going to be over the head of the right fielder, Tanner Seibel. De La Cruz will score. Clay Valenzuela-Reese over at third. Davis DeLorfis has himself a stand-up double, and the onslaught continues for the Rogues. So Davis DeLorfis now has a walk, a double, and an RBI, and a run scored, and we're still in the top of the first inning. So 2 close games to start off this series. This one has, it's been all Rogues early at least. 6-0. Your Rogues are on top. So that'll bring up Jaden Hanna for the second time today. Jaden Hanna bunted over DeLorfis back in the top of the first inning. First pitch to Hanna is down and outside, ball 1. Hanna laid down a great bunt to move over DeLorfis back when the Rogues were playing small ball, when this game was still 0-0. 6-0 now, though. 2 outs, top of the first inning. Here's the pitch to Hanna. That one's in the dirt, ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes now to Hanna, the third baseman tonight. Hanna batting .349 on the year. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit to the second baseman, Pettengill. Pettengill fires over to first. Tough play. Did he make the grab? Yes, says the field ump. So that'll do it for the Rogues. However, 6 come across. We are headed to the bottom of the first inning. Your Rogues are on top big, 6-0 here in Marysville. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts.
We're back on the road with the Rogues.
Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group. I'm Jonathan Kerman on the call. We are in the bottom of the first inning. The score 6-0. Your Rogues on top. The Rogues turn the lineup over. Pitching for the Rogues, spotted a 6-run lead. Jaden Hanna. Hanna has 13 strikeouts in 17 innings, appeared in 3 games, sports a 2.12 ERA. Defensive alignments for the Rogues. It took a while, but we're finally here. France on the mound, Eric Yang catching, Jaden Hanna at third, DeLorfis at short, Clay Valenzuela-Reese at second, Braden Stutzman at first. Here's the first pitch to the leadoff man for the Gold Sox, Devin Pettengill. It's in there for a strike, 0-1. The outfield, De La Cruz in left, Connor Lowry in center, and Jake Helwig in right. France getting the sign from the catcher. That one's way outside, just got away from Jaden France. Shadows are always in play here at Colusa Casino Stadium in these early innings. The batter's box is completely engulfed in shadows. The rest of the field still in the sunlight, so difficult for the for the hitters to pick up. That next pitch is a fastball, catches the inside part of the plate. 1-2 the count. Obviously didn't bother the Rogues that much. Brought home 6 in the top of the inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit to the second baseman, Valenzuela-Reese, who pops it over his glove. He had it. It wasn't a very hard hit ball, but that's going to go as an error for Clay Valenzuela-Reese. He'll be the first to tell you that that's a play he should have made. So the leadoff man, Devin Pettengill, is aboard. He's been a thorn in the Rogue side this entire series. A tough out, insanely fast on the base paths. That'll bring up the center fielder, Justin Cooney-Silk. Just getting underway here at Colusa Casino Stadium. 6-0, your Rogues on top. Jaden France comes home. Fastball, just outside. Ball 1. Justin Cooney-Silk out of La Quinta, California. Left-handed batter, checking in at 5'10", 185. Jaden France sets, comes home. Swung on, hit to the middle of the field. Picked up by the shortstop, DeLorfis, who steps on the bag, fires it over to first in time for the unassisted double play. Or the 6-3 double play, rather. It's a ground ball hit straight up the middle. All DeLorfis had to do was catch the ball, step on second. It was right in his stride. Fire over to first. So that erases the error by Clay Valenzuela-Reese. And there are 2 outs here, nobody on for the Gold Sox in the bottom of the first inning. That'll bring up the first baseman, Brock Efan. He looks at a first pitch strike, 0-1. Jaden France throws hard. I don't have a gun up here, but he is bringing the heat here in Marysville. Pitch is swung on and missed, strike 2. 0-2 the count quickly to Brock Efan. I'm honestly not sure who is bigger, Brock Efan or Jaden France. Here's the pitch from France. That one's down and in. Ball 1. Well, I can tell you, Jaden France is 6'4", 230. Brock Efan, 6'4", 265. Next pitch by Jaden France is in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on for the Gold Sox. Bottom of the first inning, Rogues on top big, 6-0 here at Colusa Casino Stadium. Here's the pitch from France. Swung on hit to the third base side, but foul. And we'll do this again. The Rogues loaded the bases without swinging the bat in the top of the first inning, and actually had a run come home without recording a hit. Here's the 2-2 pitch from France. Swung on, fouled off again, and we'll do this again. Connor Lowry with the sacrifice fly RBI to bring home Davis DeLorfis, and then Jake Helwig delivered a 2 RBI single to really bust this game open. Here's the pitch from France. That one is hit to the shortstop DeLorfis, picks it up, fires it over to the first baseman Stutzman in time to get Brock Efan. 1-2-3, go the Gold Sox here in Marysville. So we head to the top of the second inning. Your Rogues are on top big, 6-0 here in Marysville. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts.
At People's Bank, we know that banking doesn't have to be complicated. Good banking happens when we put people first. Here at People's Bank, we're for the people with big dreams. We're here for families working on creating a better life for their children. We're for businesses investing locally to create a better community we're proud to call home. This is Ken Troutman, president of People's Bank. When we put people first, families grow stronger, businesses thrive, and our community flourishes. People's Bank, we put people first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You are listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Top of the second inning, your Rogues are on top big, 6-0. Stepping into the batter's box for the second time today is catcher Eric Yang. He looks at a first pitch strike from Garrett O'Callahan, who did not start this game. It was actually Isaiah Rodriguez who started the game, went just 2/3 of an inning. And the coaches pulled him before too much more damage was done. That pitch hit well to center field, giving chases to the center fielder. Kuniseko is going to drop over his head. And Eric Yang has himself a stand-up double to start off this top of the second inning. So the Rogues are not letting up here in Marysville. Way back in the top of the first inning, DeLorfis walked. Eric Yang was hit by a pitch. Isola walked. Connor Lowry with a sac fly to drive home DeLorfis. The Rogues had a run across without a hit. And then Jake Helwig delivered a 2 RBI single. Braden Stutzman singled, and then De La Cruz hit a 2 RBI single. That pitch by Alex Isola hit sharply to the shortstop, picked up. Great play by the shortstop Jason Daikochia fires it over to Efan in time to get Isola. Daikochia held Eric Yang at second before firing over to first. And that's one down here in the top of the second inning. That'll bring up Connor Lowry, who had the first RBI of the game, a sac fly.
Now hitting Lowry.
DeLorfus then came up in the top of the first inning again for the second time and delivered an RBI double. Lowry fakes bunt, pulls back, called ball, 1-0. Eric Yang, who led off the inning with a stand-up double, still there. 1 out, top of the second inning. Your Rogues are on top big, 6-0 here in Marysville. Next pitch to Connor Lowry, a fastball in there for a strike, 1-1 the count. Lowry, the right-handed batter, waiting for the pitch. O'Callahan looks back at Yang, now comes home. Swung on and missed. Gets away from the catcher, Tom Fuller, but not far enough for Yang to advance. He heads back to second. Connor Lowry is behind in the count, 1-2. Waiting on deck, the guy who really broke all this open, Jake Helwig, who delivered an RBI single back in the first inning to drive home Eric Yang and Alex Isola. Connor Lowry with the league-leading 23 RBIs. Here's the pitch. Bounces in front of the plate, 2-2. So the count runs full to Connor Lowry. Eric Yang at second led this inning off with a stand-up double. Waiting on deck, Jake Helwig. That pitch is hit sharply foul down the first base line, and we'll do this again. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us here on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group. We really have a unique opportunity here, you and I. Most broadcasting situations, it's just the guy talking out into, as far as he's concerned, nothingness. But here with this YouTube chat, I'm able to actually interact with you at home. Next pitch to Connor Lowry is outside. Now the count runs full. My apologies. Sorry about that. So the count now runs full. Eric Yang at second. Jake Helwig waiting on deck. 1 out, top of the second inning. Connor Lowry looking to add on to that RBI lead. That pitch is inside, ball 4. So Connor Lowry walks. That is the 5th free base given up by Gold Sox pitching here in the game, and we're just 1 out here in the top of the second inning. So that brings up Jake Helwig, who already has 2 RBI in this game. 6-0, your Rogues are on top here at Colusa Casino Stadium. O'Callahan sets, comes home. First pitch is on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Helwig batting around 300 on the year. O'Callahan looks back at second, now comes home. That pitch outside. Ball 1. Two on for Jake Helwig, 1 out here in the top of the second inning. That pitch is outside. Ball 2 the count to Jake Helwig. (6-0) lead, Rogues on top. Here in the second inning, dancing off second is Eric Yang. That pitch is inside. It looks like it hit him. Yep, it nicked Jake Helwig, so that will load the bases for Braden Stutzman, who got his first hit as a Rogue back in the first inning. And it looks like there's going to be another pitching change here for the Gold Sox. We'll have that pitching change for you in just a second. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group.
We're back on the road with the Rogues.
Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group. We have yet another pitching change here at Colusa Casino Stadium. We're only in the top of the second inning. Pitching now for the Gold Sox, right-hander Jesus Garcia out of San Jacinto, California. Garcia stands 6'3", weighing in at 195. First right-hander for the Gold Sox, and they're just looking for someone to throw strikes. This is the third pitcher they've gone through in just 2 1/3 innings. 1 1/3, excuse me. Braden Stutzman at the dish. Bases are loaded. Eric Yang at third. Connor Lowry at second. That first pitch swinging is hit high to the second baseman, Pettingill. It's going to be Pettingill who makes the catch for the second out of the top of the second inning. It was hit too shallow to advance Eric Yang. Connor Lowry at second, Jake Helwig at first. And that'll bring up Johnny De La Cruz, who had a 2 RBI single back in the first inning. De La Cruz waits. Garcia steps off the bag, now comes home. Shadows have almost reached the pitching mound here at Colusa Casino Stadium. First pitch, De La Cruz is high and outside, ball 1. 2 outs, bases are loaded for De La Cruz. Top of the second inning, 6-0, your Rogues are on top here in Marysville. Waiting on deck, Clay Valenzuela Reese. Here's the pitch, De La Cruz. That ball's outside, 2-0. De La Cruz already has 2 RBIs in this game. Brought home Jake Helwig and Braden Stutzman. Here's the pitch to De La Cruz. That ball is poked down the first base line, foul, 2-1. Here's the pitch to Johnny De La Cruz. That ball is hit foul back. 2-2, just over the press box. Fans, I can't tell you how many times we had to replace a window at Harry and David Field because of a stray fly ball. When we need our windows replaced or fixed, the only team we trust are the folks at Bill's Glass. With locations in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass, Bill's Glass is the fastest and most affordable glass service in Southern Oregon. Next pitch to De La Cruz is in the dirt. So a full count now. 2 outs. Bases are juiced in the top of the second inning. Rogues are up 6, looking for more. De La Cruz battled well here. Jesus Garcia on the mound, the third pitcher for the Gold Sox. Runners go with pitches inside, ball 4. So that is the 6th walk given up by Gold Sox pitchers. Another RBI for Johnny De La Cruz.
Now hitting number 13.
So the bases are still loaded. Everybody moves up 90 feet. Eric Yang comes home. He doubled to lead off the inning. Lowry at third, Helwig at second, De La Cruz at first. Clay Valenzuela-Reese, first pitch swinging. It is hit foul down the third base line, 0-1. 7-0. Your Rogues are on top. Only the top of the second inning. Bases are still juiced. 2 out. That next pitch to to Clay Valenzuela-Reese. Just outside, 1-1 the count. Jesus Garcia on the mound for the Gold Sox, the third pitcher. Throws that pitch in there for a strike, 1-2 to Clay Valenzuela-Reese. Waiting on deck, the leadoff man, Davis DeLorfis. Here's the pitch to Clay Valenzuela-Reese. That ball is inside, 2-2. So Connor Lowry at third, Jake Helwig at second, De La Cruz at first, all reached on a walk. Garcia waves off the sign from Fuller, now gets one that he likes. Comes home, here's the pitch. That ball's way high. Runs the count full, 3-2. That's back-to-back full counts for the Rogues. Waiting on deck, Davis DeLorfis. Here's the pitch to Clay Valenzuela-Reese. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. So that'll end the threat for the Rogues. However, one more run comes across. Rogues are on top 7-0 here at Colusa Casino Stadium over the Marysville Gold Sox. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. We'll be back with the bottom of the second inning after this.
It's time for...
Welcome back to Medford Rogues Baseball on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Bottom of the second inning, Rogues are on top 7-0. Jaden France on the mound, first pitch swinging is Grant Horowitz. Grant Horowitz, the first time we've seen him this series, looks at the next pitch high, 1-1 the count. Rogues put up 6 in the first inning, got another one in the second. Here's the pitch from France. Off speed, just misses outside. 2-1 the count. Horowitz, the designated hitter tonight, he slaps that one into right field for a hit. So the first hit for the Gold Sox. Second consecutive inning that they've had the leadoff man get on.
Santa Clara University, the shortstop, number 24, Jason.
That'll bring up the shortstop, Jason Daicochia. Here's the pitch from France. Inside, ball 1. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. Jason Daicochia from Redondo Beach, California. France gets set, now comes home. Fastball, that's hit through the left side of the field. So back-to-back base hits for the Gold Sox. They have 2 on, nobody out here in the top of the second inning. Eric Yang is going to have a quick conversation with Jaden France. Rogues fans, if you're looking for a used car or truck, why not head to the dealer that will give you the best quality vehicle at the best price? Crater Lake Ford uses real-time tracking software to research hundreds of similar makes within hundreds of miles to give you the best car shopping experience while saving you time and money. Crater Lake Ford. Right cars and trucks, right prices, right experiences. Visit CraterLakeFord.com today. So that'll bring up the left fielder, Andrew Shablosky. First time we've seen Shablosky this series. Right-handed batter. Takes a first pitch ball. 0-1. 1-0, excuse me. Grant Horowitz, the DH at second. Jason Daicochia at first. Back-to-back singles to lead off the second for the Gold Sox. On deck, the catcher, Tom Fuller. France looks back at second, now comes home. Pitch is just outside, ball 2. So the pitcher mound now completely engulfed in shadows. The outfield still in the sun. France comes sets. Looks back at second, now comes home. That ball is hit up the middle. It's going to fall in front of the second baseman, Valenzuela Reese. Steps on the bag, fires over to first in time to get Shablosky. So we had a 6-3 double play back in the first inning. Now we have a 4-3 double play. Horowitz moves to third on the play, but now there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning for Tom Fuller. Sam Leach, the third baseman, is on deck. He was the pitcher in the first game. Went toe-to-toe with Dylan Pierce. Handed the tough luck loss, 2-1. Here's the first pitch to Fuller, is a fastball in the outside corner. Paints the black. 0-1. Grant Horowitz just 90 feet from home, but 7-0. Your Rogues are on top here in the bottom of the second inning. Here's the next pitch from France. That ball is hit to the second baseman, Valenzuela Reese. Reese picks it up over to Stutzman in time to retire Fuller and the Gold Sox. So 1 stranded, 2 runs, 2 hits, excuse me. No runs, 2 hits for the Gold Sox in the bottom of the second inning. Rogues are still on top, 7-0 here at Colusa Casino Stadium. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts.
let's head back to the ballpark. You're listening to Medford Rogues Baseball, live on MedfordRogues.com.
Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. I'm Jonathan Kerman on the call. Top of the third inning here at Colusa Casino Stadium. Your Rogues taking on the Marysville Gold Sox. 7-0 in this one. Another pitching change for the Gold Sox. Stepping in now on the mound, Casey O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan is a righty out of Moore Park, California. Pitches for San Diego State during the fall. 6'1", 185. And he will face the leadoff man, Davis DeLorfis. First pitch swinging and missing. 0-1. O'Sullivan works quickly. Next pitch is outside, 1-1. DeLorfis walked to lead off this game. The Rogues loaded the bases on walks in the first inning. Here's the next pitch from O'Sullivan. That ball is hit high, deep to center field, but playable. Center fielder Cooney Silk coming over makes the catch for the first out of the third inning. With the bases loaded, Connor Lowry hit a sac fly to score a run. So the Rogues had a run across without a hit. Jake Helwig changed that. He was the next batter up, delivered a 2 RBI single. Stutzman would single. De La Cruz would then single, driving home Helwig and Isola. Clay Valenzuela-Reese would walk. Davis DeLorfis would hit an RBI double. That first pitch to Jaden Hanna hits him. So another free pass given up by the Gold Sox. That is the 8th free base given up to the Rogues. And you're not going to beat anybody giving up 8 free bases, and we have one out here in the third inning. So that'll bring up Eric Yang, who was hit by a pitch in the first inning, scored, and then in the top of the second led the inning off with a double and would come around to score. The lone run in that inning. First pitch to Yang is inside, ball 1. Eric Yang out of West Hills, California. Right-handed batter. Pickoff move trying to get Hanna. Nothing doing. Hanna back in time. Hanna laid down a great bunt back in the first inning to advance DeLorfis. It kind of got lost in all that. That pitch is hit well down the right field line by Yang, but foul. Got lost. They scored 6 runs. But we on the broadcast team, we appreciate it. It's the little things that you do that will win you the ball games. 1-1 the count to Eric Yang. Jaden Hanna at first. On deck, Alex Isola. Here's the pitch. That ball is hit well past the diving first baseman. That is fair. Jaden Hanna is gunning for third. The right fielder, Seibel, picks it up. Jaden Hanna is in there standing at third base. Rogues have runners at the corners with just one out here in the top of the third inning. So the second hit of the day for Eric Yang. He's 2 for 2. And that'll bring up Alex Isola, who walked and scored back in the first inning. 7-0, your Rogues are on top here, top of the third inning. Here's the pitch. That ball is outside, 1-0. Casey O'Sullivan on the mound. Isaiah Rodriguez, a lefty, started the game, went just 2/3 of an inning. Throw over to first. Yang is back in time. Garrett O'Callahan came in, pitched an inning and a third. Jesus Garcia came in, finished off the inning, and now we have Casey O'Sullivan. Next pitch to Isola, foul back, 1-1 the count to Isola. Hanna at third, Eric Yang at first. Shadows are creeping out ever further here at Colusa Casino Stadium. Infield just about engulfed in shadows. Here's the pitch from O'Sullivan. That is high and inside. Ball 2. Waiting on deck for the Rogues, Connor Lowry, who had the first RBI of the game. Here's the pitch. That ball catches the outside corner. 2-2 now. Hannah, hit by a pitch earlier in the inning, would come around to third on the Eric Yang single down the first base side. The pitch to Isola, down and outside, easy take. Full count now to Isola. O'Sullivan sets, comes home. That pitch is hit well down the third base line. It is called foul by the home plate ump. That was close. I think it was the right call. Could have been trouble. That ball was hit sharply down the third base line. Everyone will go back to their original positions. Hannah at third, Eric Yang at first. Isola battling 3-2 the count. 1 out in the top of the third inning. Your Rogues are on top 7-0. Here's the pitch by O'Sullivan. High and inside, ball 4. So that advances Eric Yang to second. And that'll bring up Connor Lowry, who, for the second time today, has the bases loaded for him.
Lowry.
The 9th free pass given up by Gold Sox pitchers. They're just having trouble finding guys who can throw strikes right now. Here's the first pitch to Connor Lowry, the RBI leader for the Great West League. That ball is inside, 1-0. Only 1 out here. Connor Lowry looking to add on to that total. He has 23 RBIs so far. Next pitch from O'Sullivan. Chest-high fastball, catches the plate, 1-1. O'Sullivan getting the sign from Tom Fuller, the catcher. Now comes home. Bases are juiced for Lowry. That pitch is just outside. 2-1 the count to Connor Lowry. Jaden Hannah at third. He was hit by a pitch. Eric Yang at first. Alex Isola, who just walked, is at first. Yang is at second, excuse me. That pitch to Connor Lowry is high. 3-1 now. So the Rogues are 1 ball away from walking in a run home. And it seems like the Rogues are just daring the Gold Sox to throw them strikes. Here's the pitch. That pitch is outside. Close, but called outside, and that will score a run. So Connor Lowry has his second RBI of the day without recording a hit. He's hit a sac fly back in the first inning and walked twice. So that'll bring home Jaden Hannah, who was hit by a pitch earlier in the inning. Eric Yang now at third, Isola at second, and that'll bring up Jake Helwig, who has a 2 RBI single and a walk on the day. Bases still juiced. Here's the pitch. Down, ball 1. Just 1 out. Bases are loaded for Jake Helwig. 8-0. Your Rogues are on top. 6 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third so far. Next pitch to Helwig. Inside, ball 2. Tom Fuller is going to go out and have a quick conversation with his pitcher. Gives me a chance to talk to you about Mary's Barbecue. Tender, juicy, slow-smoked meat, homemade sides, and friendly service, and it's easy for anyone in Southern Oregon to get to. Mary's Barbecue at 841 East Pine Street in Central Point. Follow along on Facebook or their website, marysbbqplace.com. 2-0 the count to Jake Helwig. Full bases are juiced, Chopper that is going to get through the right side of the field. It was a high chopper. The first baseman, Brock Efen, wasn't sure if he should make the play or let Devin Pettengill, the second baseman, make the play and cover first. Nobody made the play. Jake Helwig is aboard with his second single of the day. His third RBI comes home. That is Eric Yang, 9-0. Your Rogues are on top. Bases are still juiced, and that brings up Braden Stutzman, who singled back in the first inning and scored. Bases still juiced, 1 out here in the top of the third inning. Here's the pitch to Braden Stutzman, the left-handed hitter. Checks swing that he decided to just finish because he'd already gone across. 0-1 the count. Casey O'Sullivan on the mound for the Gold Sox, the 4th pitcher of the game for Marysville. The next pitch to Braden Stutzman, down and in, 1-1. Waiting on deck, Johnny De La Cruz, who has a 2 RBI single back in the first inning and also walked. Here's the pitch to Stutzman. That one catches the bottom part of the plate, 1-2. 1-2 the count. Bases are loaded for Braden Stutzman here in the top of the first inning. The pitch swung on and missed. Strike 2. Excuse me, that was a strikeout. That's right. So Stutzman swung out, leaving the bases loaded. That'll bring up Johnny De La Cruz. Isola at third, Lowry at second, Helwig at first. First pitch swinging for De La Cruz. It's a slow roller, and he's going to be safe. 2 runs come across. Oh, my goodness. So a slow roller on the left side of the field. The third baseman, Sam Leach, made a great play, fired it over to first, not in time to get De La Cruz. Everyone expecting De La Cruz to be out just kind of stood around. Heads-up play by Connor Lowry. He comes home on the play. So another 2 RBI single for De La Cruz. He has 4 now on the day. Lowry and Isola score. And that'll bring up Clay Valenzuela-Reese, who walked back in the first inning and struck out. First pitch ball to Clay Valenzuela-Reese. 3 across for the Rogues. 2 outs. Still 2 on. Jake Helwig at second. De La Cruz at first. Here's the pitch to Valenzuela-Reese. Check swing did not go around. 1-1 the count. $11 runs now have come across for the Rogues on 14 hits, and we are on the top of the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch. Down. Ball 2. So the Deuces are wild in the top of the 3rd inning. 2 balls. Excuse me. Not just yet. I jumped the gun. I love that phrase so much. But it is only 2-1 the count. 2 outs, 2 on. Here in the top of the 3rd inning. 2 to Clay Valenzuela-Reese. He looks at a strike. And now the Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Waiting on deck, the leadoff man for the Rogues, Davis DeLorfis. O'Sullivan steps off the rubber, now comes back. Clay Valenzuela-Reese waiting. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit to the shortstop, caught on the fly. Went down on his knees to catch that ball in the air to retire Valenzuela-Reese for the 2nd time tonight. But 4 runs come across for the Rogues. 11-0. Medford on top here in Marysville. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Trying out some different music for you guys. Let me know in the comments what you like, what you hate. This stream is for you. We want to make it as enjoyable of an experience as possible. Your Rogues are on top 11-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. Jaden France on the mound. The third baseman, Sam Leach, stepping into the batter's box. You'll remember Sam Leach pitched for the Gold Sox back in the first game. First pitch to Leach is outside, ball and 1. Laura, I am so glad to hear. Laura and Steve, thank you so much. We appreciate the kind words. That pitch is hit sharply to the shortstop, DeLorfis, who makes the catch for the first out of the third inning. So just like that, there's one out here in the bottom of the third inning.
Tanner Seibel.
And that'll bring up the right fielder, Tanner Seibel. Seibel lays down the bump, but it rolls foul. 0-1 the count. Bryce Tilton is in the game at third. Looks like Jaden Hanna is out of the game. So a defensive switch for you. Here's the pitch from France. Seibel shows bunt again, but pulls back. 1-1 the count. And that next pitch from France is inside. 2-1 the count. One out in the bottom of the third inning. Your Rogues are on top 11-0. Here's the pitch from France. Called strike on the outside corner, evens the count at 2 apiece. 11 runs on 14 hits for the Rogues. Just 2 hits for the Gold Sox, but rolling in the third inning. Here's the pitch from France. Hit sharply hit sharply through the right side of the infield for a hit. So a 1-out single for Tanner Seibel, and that'll turn the lineup over
Now back to
for
the
Devin
order
Pettengill.
For the Sox, out of UC Irvine, the second baseman, number 25, Devin Pettengill.
Pettengill reached on an error to lead off the game for the Gold Sox, but would not advance past first. He would be punched out on a double play. First pitch to Pettengill. Fastball just inside. Ball 1. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us here on the live stream, whether you've been following us along all season or just joining us for the first time tonight. Glad to have you here. Next pitch by France is hit through a diving Braden Stutzman's hand. So back-to-back singles for the Rogues. For the Gold Sox. Been a lot of Rogues base runners tonight. But the Gold Sox have 2 on and 1 out. Seibel at second, Pettengill at first. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Justin Cooney Silk. Jaden France getting the sign from Eric Yang. Looks back at second, now comes home. Fastball high and in, ball 1. .107 or 108 degrees, depending on who you ask. Quite frankly, anything over 100 doesn't really matter. Jaden France looking back at second. Now comes home. Pitches down, ball 2 to Cooney Silk. That's Tanner Seibel dancing around at second base. Devin Pettengill at first. Waiting on deck is the first baseman for the Gold Sox, Brock Efan. Bottom of the third inning, 1 out. 11-0, your Rogues are on top. Here's the pitch by France. That ball is hit through to the right side of the infield. DeLorfis over to second in time. That's all they're going to get. Great play by Clay Valenzuela Reese. Clay Valenzuela-Reese playing second, picked the ball up, ranging over to his left, spun around and fired it over to DeLorfus, covering the bag at second to retire Pettingill.
Now hitting Lewis and Clark State College, the first baseman, number 39, Brock Eve.
So 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning, and that'll bring up Brock Efan with runners on the corners. Here's the first pitch to the right-handed batter. He smokes that one. That is going to fall and score a run. That ball headed to the wall down in left field. Bobbled by Johnny De La Cruz, but nothing doing. Justin Cooney Silk jogged into third. I think if he were running, he may have had a chance to come home because that ball was not fielded cleanly by Johnny De La Cruz.
Now hitting San Diego State.
No matter how you slice it, the Gold Sox have a run aboard. A runner across, excuse me. And they're looking for more. Runners at second and third, but 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. 11-1 now. Grant Horowitz, the designated hitter who had a single back in the second inning, steps up. He looks at a first pitch strike, 0-1. It's a double for Brock Efan. There was no question about that. That ball rolled all the way to the wall, and he smoked it. But Justin Cooney Silk was jogging into third, expecting not to get any more than that. Next pitch swung on and missed by Grant Horowitz. De La Cruz did not field that ball cleanly. Bounced out of his glove and rolled a few feet away from him. And I think Cooney Silk would have scored easily if he were running hard. We'll see if that makes a difference in a 10-run game. That ball is hit well to left fielder De La Cruz. Cruz going back at the wall. It is off the wall. So it doesn't matter. That run comes across. So Grant Horowitz smoked that ball, hit off the wall in left center field.
Now hitting.
However,
our shortstop, number 24,
the Gold Sox weren't running on the play. They were looking at the scoreboard, which only showed 1 out when there were, in fact, 2 outs in the innings. So the Gold Sox are cheated out of at least 1 run because with 2 outs, you're going to sprint around the bases. Everyone had to hold up, thinking there was only 1 out with the chance that De La Cruz would make the catch. Only 1 run comes across on that. However, the next pitch is swung on, hit into left field. That is going to score 1. Just 1, though. And they have the runner at third picked off. That is Grant Horowitz, who slipped as he was rounding third base for the 3rd out of the inning. However, 3 runs come across for the Gold Sox. A very strange inning. We'll unpack that and listen on the other side of this break. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. We'll be back with the top of the 4th inning. Your Rogues are up 11-2 right after this. You're listening to Medford Rogues Baseball on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Your Rogues are up 11-3 here in the top of the 4th inning. Very strange inning we just had in the bottom of the 3rd. The scoreboard showed 1 out. The bases were loaded, and Brock Efan smoked a ball. Grant Horowitz smoked a ball to right center field that bounced off the wall. Now, if the Gold Sox had known how many outs were in the inning, they would have been running, and more could have come across, but only one did. Jason Dicochea would would RBI another run. Davis DeLorfis, first pitch swinging, hits it over to the third baseman, Sam Leach, who fires it over to first in time to retire DeLorfis for the first out of the fourth inning. And that'll bring up Bryce Tilton, who is in for Jaden Hanna.
Now hitting, number 1, Tilton.
So it's possible that the Gold Sox got all of the runs across that they would have. But they were certainly cheated out of at least one, maybe two runs. How much that matters in an 11-3 ball game, I don't know. We're only in the fourth inning. Bryce Tilton making his first at-bat of the day, coming in for Jaden Hanna. That first pitch is a called strike, 0-1 the count. Next pitch swung on and missed. 1-2, 0-2 the count, excuse me. And those of you keeping score at home, you are correct. There are only 8 hits for the Rogues. You really cannot trust the scoreboard here in Marysville. That pitch is swung on, fouled back by Tilton, 0-2 still. 1 out in the top of the fourth inning. Your Rogues are on top 11-3. 11-3 is the score. Medford over Marysville. Here's the next pitch. High, ball 1. Appreciate you those at home for keeping me honest. Casey O'Sullivan, the fourth pitcher of the game for the Gold Sox. Pitching. Next pitch fouled back again by Bryce Tilton. Tilton staying alive here. Still 1-2. Waiting on deck, Eric Yang, who has reached all 3 times and scored all 3 times. He's gone to the plate this game. Here's the pitch to Tilton. Swung on, hit to the pitcher, who lofts it over to the first baseman, Efan, in time. 2 down here in the fourth inning. So now that comes up is Eric Yang. Eric Yang was hit by a pitch in the first inning, would come around to score. Led off the second with a double, would come around to score. And then in the third inning would walk and would come around to score. Here's the first pitch to Yang. Off speed, that is outside. Ball 1. 11 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Rogues. 3 runs on 7 hits for the Gold Sox. Next pitch is low to Yang, 2-0. So the end of the last inning, Jason Dicochea hit his single. It scored 1. Next pitch to Eric Yang is smoked, and that is going to be another hit for Eric Yang. He continues to crush the baseball. Reaches for the 4th time today, and that'll bring up Alex Isola. Jason Dicochea hit his single. He was the last batter up for the Gold Sox in that last half inning. Grant Horowitz, who hit that double off the wall that should have scored more than 1, rounded third and slipped as he was trying to go back to the bag, and the Rogues picked him off. First pitch to Isola, outside, ball 1. Here's the pitch. High, called strike. 1-1 the count. Looks like Connor Lowry's night is done. Josh Berman on deck. Pinch hitting for Lowry. Isola takes a 1-1 count inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs. Eric Yang at first. Top of the 4th inning. 11-3. Your Rogues are on top. Here's the pitch. That ball is hit to the shortstop, Dicochea. Cochea fires it over to first in time. And that does it for the Rogues in the 4th. 1 hit, no runs, 1 runner left. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Your Rogues are on top 11-3 here in Marysville. Game 3 of a 3-game series. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. We'll be back with the bottom of the fourth inning right after this. Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. We have some defensive changes for the Rogues. For those of you listening in, keeping score at home. Ready for this? I'll go slowly because there are a lot. Replacing Davis DeLorfis at shortstop is Scotty Wright, number 8. Replacing Connor Lowry in center is number 41, Caleb Smith. And replacing Braden Stutzman at first is Josh Berman. So a lot of substitutions for the Rogues in the bottom of the fourth inning. First pitch swinging for Andrew Shablowski, the left fielder for the Gold Sox. Fouled back, 0-1. I don't understand the Wally Pipp reference. Next pitch is fouled back, 0-2. Andrew Shablowski, the right-handed hitter from San Diego, California, playing for St. Mary's College. Here's the pitch. That ball is hit fouled down the third base side. Still 0-2 to Andrew Shablowski. Well, here's something interesting. On my lineup card, it's Andrew Shablowski. In point streak, it's Andrew Shabulski. Both could be correct. I don't know. I like saying Shablowski, so I'm going to go with that. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Shablowski. Called, strike 3. Jaden France has his first strikeout of the game. Uncharacteristically, Jaden France is a big strikeout guy, but with a 11-run support, doesn't really matter how you pitch.
Now hitting from Yale University, the catcher, number 12.
So that'll bring up Tom Fuller, the catcher. Fuller grounded out back in the second inning. So again, your defensive alignments are as follows for the Rogues. At third base is Bryce Tilton. At short is Scotty Wright. At second is Clay Valenzuela-Reese. First pitch from Jaden France is fouled back. 0-1 the count. Clay Valenzuela-Reese is still at second. Josh Berman is at first. And replacing Connor Lowry in center field is Caleb Smith. Home half of the fourth inning, 11-3. Your Rogues are on top. Next pitch from France is outside, ball 1. Evens the count. Next pitch from France, way high and inside. Tom Fuller had a duck out of the way of that one. Thank goodness it wasn't a fastball. That could have been trouble. Just an off-speed pitch that got away from France. Fuller able to duck out of the way. 2-1 the count to Tom Fuller. Here's the next pitch from France. Fastball down and low and outside. Ball 3. Waiting on deck Sam Leach. 1 out in the home half of the 4th inning. No one on for the Gold Sox. 8-run ball game. Your Rogues are on top. That pitch is hit well to center field. Caleb Smith is going back and will make the catch for the 2nd out. So Caleb Smith immediately tested out there in center field. And with no one on and 2 outs, that brings up Sam Leach, the 3rd baseman.
Sam Leach.
Sam Leach wearing number 44 for the Gold Sox. Out of Seattle, Washington. First pitch to Leach is high and outside, ball 1. Here's the next pitch to Leach. That one catches the plate, 1-1 the count. 11 runs on 9 hits for the Rogues, 3 runs on 7 hits for the Gold Sox. France gets the sign from Yang, now comes home. High, ball 2. 2-1 to Sam Leach. Waiting on deck, Tanner Seibel, who scored back in the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch from France. Just low, 3-1 now. 2 outs in the home half of the 4th inning. France goes into his windup. Here's the pitch. That ball is hit up the middle, and that's going to go through for a base hit. So the 8th hit for the Gold Sox. It's a 2-out single for Sam Leach, and that'll bring up Tanner Seibel, who singled and scored back in the 3rd inning.
Hitting out of Yuba College, the right fielder, number 9, Tanner Seibel.
Tanner Seibel from Folsom, California. Here's the first pitch, the left-handed batter. It's down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. On deck, the leadoff man, Devin Pettengill. Bottom of the 4th inning here in Marysville. Jaden France comes home. Fastball swung on and missed. Strike 1. Again, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us on MedfordRogues.com. For participating in the live chat. There's 29 of you watching right now. I'd love to hear where you're listening from, who you're rooting for. We have fans from both sides of the aisle joining us on these broadcasts. Join the conversation. Jaden France takes a quick stretch, dusts his hand, rubs the baseball. Jaden France still walking around, now finally steps on the rubber. Eric Yang giving him a sign. France looks over at first. Berman holding on at first. Next pitch swung on and missed by Seibel. 1-2 the count to Tanner Seibel. That's Sam Leach over there at first base. (11-3), your Rogues are on top here in the 4th inning. Jaden France is set, now comes home. That pitch is high. Ball 2. Heroes is the new place for gourmet subs, wraps, salads, and burgers. People are really talking about how Heroes is the best sandwich shop in town. Go give them a try. Eat like a hero. Hero Subs. Jaden France set, looks at Leach at first, now comes home. Off speed is outside, and that will run the count full 3-2. Waiting on deck, Devin Pettengill, who has reached twice in this game, hasn't advanced past first base. 3-2 the count to Tanner Seibel. 2 outs, bottom of the 4th inning. The pitch, Fastball that misses inside. It was close, but it's a ball. So 2 on and 2 out for the Gold Sox. Quick conversation between Jaden France and Eric Yang. That'll turn things over
the second baseman, number 25,
for the second baseman, Devin Pettengill. Pettengill just seems to be everywhere for the Gold Sox. Always grinding out at bats. Really fast on the base paths. Just a terrific ball player. Left-handed batter facing France. Here's the pitch. Looks at a first pitch strike on the outside corner for Pettengill. 0-1 the count. Great pitch by France. So glad you're listening to us, Doug. Doing my best to deliver you accurate stats as I know them. Here's the next pitch to Pettengill. That ball is outside. 1-1 the count. Waiting on deck, the center fielder Justin Cooney-Silk, who reached on a fielder's choice in the third inning and would score. Jaden France looks back at second. That's Sam Leach dancing out there. Now comes home. Pitches outside. 2-1 the count. 2 outs, bottom of the fourth inning. 11-3, your Rogues are on top. But the Gold Sox have runners at first and second. That's Sam Leach who singled, and then Tanner Seibel walked. Thank you very much, Doug. I appreciate the kind words. France comes, sets, fires. It's fouled off the left side of the field, and we'll do this again. You know, I suppose it's good practice as a broadcaster to not rely on the scoreboard. Take your own notes. Back in the third inning, the Gold Sox, well, the scoreboard showed 1 out. There were 2 outs in the inning. The Gold Sox held up. They had the bases loaded, but they didn't run on the hit because they were afraid of being tagged up. Next pitch is fouled back again by Pettengill. Pettengill fighting. 2-2 the count. 2 outs, 2 on here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Connie, thank you for joining us from Newport. Jaden France steps off the rubber, now comes back set. Looks in, getting the sign from Eric Yang. Comes home. Swung on and missed, strike 3. France's second strikeout of the day ends the Gold Sox threat. The Gold Sox strand 2. Rogues are still up 11-3. We head to the top of the 5th. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts.
The next lucky number for the evening. This one is for a free.
Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. We're in the 5th inning here at Colusa Casino Stadium. Your Rogues are on top 11-3 over the Gold Sox. At the plate for the Rogues is Josh Berman. First hit swinging, he hits it, it's gone! Josh Berman, first pitch he sees tonight, hits it over the left field side. I apologize, I completely missed that one. Josh Berman with the lead-off home run here in the 5th inning. So another run comes across. Josh Berman with the leadoff homer in the top of the 5th inning. And that'll bring up Caleb Smith. I'm not sure what the lineup change really is, because Berman replaced Braden Stutzman, who isn't due to bat for another few hitters. Caleb Smith is at the plate, replacing Connor Lowry in his spot, but I think Josh Berman, well, no, he was playing first earlier in this game, so I'm not sure if he moved over to DH or moved into Alex Isola's spot. I'm all turned around here. I apologize. 1-1 the count to Caleb Smith, who is batting for Connor Lowry. That pitch is swung on, fouled back. That's one of the reasons why I missed the call. I was looking down at my book. I didn't know where we are in the lineup. A little bit of confusion. Everyone here in the press box is confused. Coach Hogan running us through the ringer. What I do know for sure, though, is that Josh Berman hit a ball a mile high and a mile long over the left field fence. Here's the next pitch. Swung on and missed by Caleb Smith. Strike 3. So coming back to bat is Braden Stutzman. So what I think happened is that Josh Berman took Alex Isola's spot in the lineup. So I think Alex Isola's night is done. Josh Berman is now batting 4th. And I guess Braden Stutzman is going to DH? I am really not sure. The first pitch to Braden Stutzman is high and outside, ball 1. Those of you at home have any idea what's going on, or Doug, you're here in the field. I am at a loss for words. I have no idea what's going on. 2-0 the count to Braden Stutzman. Next pitch, he swings, hits a high fly ball to the left field. Shablowski is there, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. And so if my book is right, that should be Jake Helwig coming up. And no, excuse me, Johnny De La Cruz, who is in fact coming up. Okay. So we're down into the 8th batter of the lineup. Braden Stutzman batted 7th. He just flied out. So Josh Berman actually batting for Jake Helwig. Or rather, batting for Connor Lowry? I am really not sure what this order is. I'm just going to call the game as I see it. Johnny De La Cruz is at the plate. Takes a first pitch strike. I am so lost, Laura. If any of you at home have any idea what's going on, I'd appreciate the help. I'm not sure how any of this fits together. Here's the pitch. Back-to-back strikes to Johnny De La Cruz, who has 4 RBIs, reached all 3 times in the game. Here's the next pitch. inside, ball 1. So I guess I'm not fully briefed on the college rules. What I think may have happened is they moved Braden Stutzman over to the DH spot, where Alex Isola is. Not his spot in the lineup, but moved Stutzman to the designated hitter in the fielding. Next pitch is wide to Johnny De La Cruz. I think Berman batted for Lowry. No, Berman batted for Hellwig, excuse me. And then we had Stutzman, and now we have De La Cruz. So there's something there. We'll see what the defensive lineups are. Next pitch is fouled back by De La Cruz. Full count here in the top of the 5th inning. Josh Berman led off this inning with a home run. That I know for sure. Caleb Smith then struck out. Called strike 3 to Johnny De La Cruz. That'll do it for De La Cruz as well, and the Rogues in the 5th. Another run comes across. It is 12-3. Your Rogues are on top. We will head to the home half of the 5th inning and try to figure out what the heck is going on right after this. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group. Alrighty, welcome back to to Colusa Casino Stadium. Can you tell I want to go home? I love Harry and David Field. I really do. I think it's the most beautiful ballpark in the entire Great West League. But we're here at Colusa Casino Stadium, where the Rogues feel right at home. 12-3, they're up over the Gold Sox. First pitch swinging for Justin Cooney-Silk, who is out. What a terrific play by Caleb Smith out in center field to rob Justin Cooney-Silk of extra bases. Wow. Cooney-Silk gave that ball a good ride, but Caleb Smith robbed him of extra bases. So that is a loud out for Cooney-Silk. Just like that, one down in the bottom of the 5th inning. That'll bring up Brock Efan. Here's the first pitch from France. That is a off-speed pitch in there for a strike. Efan looks back at the home plate ump, didn't like it. So I think we have things figured out. Braden Stutzman is in right field. He is playing right field. I believe Berman batted for Connor Lowry back in the top of the 5th inning. He led off the inning with a home run, first pitch that he saw. Here's the next pitch from France. Just outside, 1-1. Caleb Smith batting in Hellwig's spot, which is 6th. And then Braden Stutzman, who I thought was replaced by Josh Berman at first, stays in the game. So I think that's where we're at right now. Let me know if you need further clarification. I'm still not 100% sure. Yes, Doug, that was still a terrific catch. April, I am not sure if Isola is still the DH. because Braden Stutzman was out of the game. He was not in the field of play. I'm not sure exactly what the ruling is on that. Next pitch is a ball to Brock Efen. He earns himself a walk. So a one-out walk given up by Jaden France, and that'll bring up the designated hitter Grant Horowitz, who smoked a ball back in the third inning with the bases juiced.
The DH, number 10, Grant Horowitz.
However, the scoreboard showed 1 out when there were in fact 2. Runners should have been going on the hit, but instead stayed to tag up. Only 1 run came across on that blast. First pitch to Horowitz is outside, ball 1. Efen at first earned himself a walk. Jason Daikochia, who is 2 for 2 on the day with 2 singles, is on deck. Laura, we will find out together if Alex Isola is still in this game. That pitch is a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Stutzman is in right field, April. Here's the next pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. 1-2 the count to Grant Horowitz. So, back in the top of the 5th inning, Berman batted for Connor Lowry, who had been replaced by Caleb Smith the inning before. Caleb Smith hit in Hellwig's spot. And then everything else is the same. That pitch is high and outside. Count runs full to Grant Horowitz. 1 on, 1 out for the Gold Sox. 12-3, your Rogues are on top. Here's the pitch from France. Just got a piece, fouled back, and we'll do this again. So, I believe the batting lineup for the Rogues is as follows. Scotty Wright leading off, then Bryce Tilton, then Eric Yang. I assume Alex Isola is still the designated hitter. Then Josh Berman batting in Lowry's spot. Then Caleb Smith batting in Hellwig's spot. Stutzman, who started first, now in right, in his same spot. Pitch is swung on, hit to the first baseman, Berman, who fires it over to the second baseman, the shortstop rather, Scotty Wright covering second base, gets the force, but the throw was on a bounce. Scotty Wright did a great job of handling that ball to get the force at second, but that's all they could get.
Number 24, Jason Daikochia.
Could have been 2, but it's just 1. 2 outs now. Horowitz at first, and that brings up Jason Daikochia, who is 2 for 2 on the day. So unless we've stepped into some alternate reality, Clay Valenzuela-Reese will be leading things off for the Rogues. First pitch is in there for a strike by France to Jason Daikochia, 0-1. France gets set. Now comes home. Outside, ball 1. Eric Yang faked like he would throw over to first, just to keep Grant Horowitz honest, dancing off the bag a little bit. 1-1 the count to Jason Daikochia. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning. Your Rogues are on top, 12-3. Here's the pitch. Outside. 2-1 now. Rogues have 12 runs on 9 hits. The Rogues have only 3 runs on 8 hits. Here's the pitch to Daikochia. That ball is hit well to left field, but playable. De La Cruz is there for the final out of the inning. So the Gold Sox leave a runner. Your Rogues are on top 12-3 here in Marysville. We'll head to the top of the 6th inning, and we'll find out who the heck is batting. It'll be an adventure for all of us. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com. Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Another pitching change for the Gold Sox. Now on the mound, wearing number 14 and not in point streak. He is a right-handed hitter. Right-handed pitcher, excuse me. I'll find out who that is. Clay Valenzuela-Reese at the dish. As you may have heard, that is Keaton Glover, who is actually listed as an outfielder for the Gold Sox, the 5th pitcher of the game for the Gold Sox here in the top of the 6th inning. First pitch outside to Valenzuela-Reese. Next pitch swung on and missed.
The Gold Sox is Keaton Glover.
Keaton Glover out of Chandler, Arizona. He's going to University of Pacific College this fall. Here's the pitch. Inside. One into the count to Valenzuela-Reese. On deck is Scotty Wright, so I at least have that right. Excuse the unintentional pun. Here's the next pitch. Valenzuela-Reese fouls that one back. Count remains 0-2. Top of the 6th inning, your Rogues are on top 12-3 at Colusa Casino Stadium over the Marysville Gold Sox. Keaton Glover gets set, now comes home, high and inside, ball 2. The Rogue Regency Inn & Suites is the official host hotel of the Medford Rogues. Whether you're in Southern Oregon for a quick stay or a longer visit, Rogue Regency has a warm, casually elegant atmosphere with plenty to offer, including Chadwick's, the official sports bar of the Medford Rogues. 2-2 the count to Clay Valenzuela-Reese. The pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3. Foul tipped but caught by Tom Fuller, and Clay Valenzuela-Reese down on strikes. So that'll bring up Scotty Wright, who is the shortstop, replacing Davis DeLorphis both in the field and on the batting order. So for those of you scoring at home, I believe the order goes like this. Scotty Wright leading it off, Bryce Tilton, then Eric Yang, then Alex Isola, the DH, Josh Berman replacing Connor Lowry, Caleb Smith replacing Jake Helwig, Braden Stutzman, De La Cruz, and Clay Valenzuela-Reese. First pitch to Scotty Wright is inside, ball 1. Josh Berman led off the top of the 5th inning with a shot over the left field wall. Here's the pitch to Scotty Wright. Next one is high, 2-0 the count to Scotty. Scotty out of Vero Beach, Florida, attending Colorado Christian University. Right-handed batter, 6'2", 195. Waits on the pitch from Keaton Glover. Here it is. And it plunks him. Hits him on the elbow guard. So let me do my math here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 free bases given up to the Medford Rogues, whether on a walk or a hit by a pitch. So Scotty Wright at first, Bryce Tilton at the plate. Next pitch, that is hit well and is going to be caught, right in front of Justin Cooney-Soak, makes the catch. So 1 pitch, 1 out, Bryce Tilton flies out to center. Scotty Wright retreats back to first. And Eric Yang
the catcher,
is catching. And the designated hitter is no longer Alex Isola. Well, I'm not sure who the designated hitter is. But on deck is not Alex Isola. That is Taylor Frost on deck. So we'll see what's doing here. First pitch to Eric Yang is low. Ball 1. So I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure if Hogan's just saying, hey, whoever wants to go up, feel free. But next pitch to Eric Yang is outside. I believe that's the third ball on Eric Yang. Could be wrong. We'll find out. Yang waiting. Here's the pitch. High and outside. Back pick. Try to get Scotty Wright back in time. My ball count was way off. I apologize for that. Now 3 balls to Eric Yang. On deck, Taylor Frost. That pitch is hit off the right field side. Is that going to stay fair? It lands in foul ground right in front of the first baseman, Brock Efan. Might have had a play. Would have been tough, though. Everyone will run back. We'll do this again. Waiting on deck, batting for Alex Isola, Taylor Frost. (12-3). Your Rogues are on top here in the top of the 6th inning. 10 runs for the Rogues. 8 hits for the Gold Sox. 10 hits for the Rogues. I misspoke. Keaton Glover steps off the mound, excuse me. Now comes set. We'll regroup here, me included. Eric Yang at the dish. 3-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Swung on, foul back again, right into the Gold Sox dugout. Looks like everyone's okay. We'll do this again. Waiting on deck, Taylor Frost, batting for Alex Isola. Keaton Glover stretching, now comes set at the rubber. Yang steps in. Scotty Wright at first. 2 outs here, top of the 6th inning. That pitch is inside. Another back pick attempt. Safe is Scotty Wright. And I guess I was wrong again on the ball count. Can't trust the scoreboards here. And you shouldn't. As a broadcast, you should be keeping track of these things. So now the count is full. 2 outs, top of the 6th inning. Eric Yang at the plate. That ball is hit fouled straight back over the press box. That ball almost hit the window here. And when the Rogues need a window fixed to replace, the only team we trust are the folks at Bill's Glass. With locations in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass, Bill's Glass is the fastest and most affordable glass service in Southern Oregon. So we'll do this again. Full count to Eric Yang. Runner on first. There goes Scotty Wright. It is outside. Ball 4. So, gosh, an 8 or a 9 pitch at bat for Eric Yang. Battled for that base. Another free base given up by the Gold Sox, and that will bring up Taylor Frost. His first at bat of the day.
Now hitting Frost.
Taylor Frost wearing number 15, his normal number. The Rogues are in their green tops tonight, so Frost has that jersey with him today. Wore number 14 the last 2 days. First pitch is high, ball 1. And, I mean, maybe Frost should continue to wear number 14 if Reagan will let him. Games 1 and 2, Frost was called in from the bullpen. Bases loaded, 1-out situations. And both times, Frost got out of it unscathed. But now he's at the dish. Scotty Wright at second. Eric Yang at first. That next pitch is in there for a strike. 1-1.
Right now, and $1.50 shaved ice.
2 outs, top of the 6th inning. Rogues on top, 12-3. In this final game with Marysville of this series. We head to Chico next. Here's the pitch. That ball catches the outside part of the plate. 1-2. Scotty Wright at second, Eric Yang at first. Taylor Frost at the plate. Here's the pitch. That ball's outside. Counts even 2-2. Located just 5 minutes from the I-5 in Grants Pass, Hellgate Jetboat Excursions is the only place you need to go for the ultimate Rogue River experience. Jet through historic Hellgate Canyon. Lounge at the exclusive OK Corral. Taylor Frost swings and misses at that one, strike 3 to end the inning. So the Rogues strand 2 in that one. However, we head to the home half of the sixth inning. Your Rogues are on top 12-3 here at Colusa Casino Stadium. Jet through historic Hellgate Canyon, lounge at the exclusive OK Corral, and feast on all-you-can-eat homemade barbecue only at Hellgate Jetboat Excursions. Visit www.hellgate.com to book your Rogue River experience today. We'll be back with the home half of the sixth inning. We have a pitching change for you. We'll be back after this quick break.
Be sure to follow the Rogues on social media for giveaways, special behind-the-scenes features, and more. Like us on Facebook at Medford Rogues Baseball, and follow along on Twitter and Instagram at Medford Rogues.
Welcome back to Colusa Casino Stadium. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Home half of the sixth inning, your Rogues are on top 12-3 over Marysville. We have a pitching change. Jaden Francis' night is done. He went 5 innings, giving up 3 earned runs, striking out 2. On in relief, number 45, Nick Parr, right-hander out of Las Vegas, Nevada. He'll be attending Western Oregon University in the fall. 5'10", 175 pounds. He'll face Andrew Shablowski, Tom Fuller, and Sam Leach of the Gold Sox. Shablowski grounded into a double play in the second and struck out in the fourth. Here's the first pitch from Parr. Swung on a hit, fouled. Count 0-1. Sun has set here in Marysville. Phone is still reading a toasty 100 degrees. Here's the pitch from Parr. Curveball settles in there nicely for a strike. Great pitch by Nick Parr. Here's the next pitch to Shablowski. Swung on, poked at. It's going to fall in left field right in front of the oncoming Johnny De La Cruz. Just poked at it. Had some gnarly topspin on it that allowed that ball to just fall and die in shallow left field. So the leadoff man on for the Gold Sox.
Santa Clara University.
And that'll bring up the catcher, Tom Fuller.
Now hitting Yale University, the catcher, number 12, Tom Fuller.
Defensive alignment for the Rogues. Bryce Tilton at third. Scotty Wright at short. Clay Valenzuela-Reyes at second. Josh Berman at first. De La Cruz in left. Caleb Smith in center. And Breeden Stutzman in right. Here's the first pitch to Fuller in the dirt. Ball 1 by Eric Yang. Steve, I believe you're right. I believe Alex Isola's night is done. Taylor Frost pinch hit for him in the top of this inning. 1 ball to Fuller, swung on and missed. Evens the count 1-1. I'm not sure how the defensive switches correlated to the changes in the batting lineup, but I think we have it all figured out. Nick Parr steps off the rubber, excuse me. Shablowski at first. Now here's the pitch to Tom Fuller. In the dirt, it's going to get by Eric Yang. Excuse me, I am tongue-tied today. Advancing on the wild pitch is Shablowski. No one out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Gold Sox have a man in scoring position. Both the Rogues and the Gold Sox have 9 hits each. But double-digit free bases given up by Gold Sox pitching for the Rogues is the difference in this one. Next pitch, a curveball inside. 3-0 the count now to Tom Fuller. Waiting on deck, the third baseman, Sam Leach, who is 1 for 2 on the day. Here's the pitch. Catches the outside corner for a strike, 3-1. Shablowski from San Diego, California. Nick Parr looks back, now comes home. Swung on, fouled back over the press box. Into the parking lot. We'll do this again. Full count now. Excuse me, to Tom Fuller. Shablowski singled and advanced on the wild pitch, is now at second. On deck is Sam Leach. Here's the pitch from Parr. Swung on, hit to right center field. Coming on and making the grab is Caleb Smith. Smith with a great arm out there in center. No chance for Shablowski to advance. So 1 out now, and that'll bring up Sam Leach.
Now hitting for Northern Colorado University, the third baseman, number 44, Sam Leach.
So Sam Leach is 1 for 2 on the day, singled back in the 4th inning, made it as far as second base. Here's the pitch from Parr. In the dirt, blocked nicely by Eric Yang. Ball 1. The Rogues would like to thank our friends at Fred Meyer. You can pick up the Family Fun Sunday Pack only at your local Rogue Valley Fred Meyer. That's 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 fountain drinks, and 4 souvenir baseballs for just $44, and you can only get them at your local Rogue Valley Fred Meyers. Nick Parr looks at second, now comes home. Swung on and hit to the third baseman, Tilton. Tilton looks back, Shablowski at second, fires it over to Berman in time to get Sam Leach. So that'll bring up Tanner Seibel now with 2 outs. Shablowski on second. Been there since the top of the inning.
Now hitting for Yuba College, the right fielder, number 9, Tanner Seibel.
Tanner Seibel is 1 for 2 on the day. Singled and scored back in the 3rd and hit by a pitch in the 4th. Nick Parr out of Las Vegas, Nevada, deals to the left-handed batter. That one's over the head of Eric Yang. But because of the structure of the backstop, the ball bounced right back to Eric Yang. No chance for Shablowski to advance on the wild throw. 1-0 the count to Tanner Seibel. 11-3, bottom of the 6th inning. That ball is hit to the first baseman, Berman. Tough hop, made the catch, fires it over to Nick Parr covering the bag to retire Seibel and the Gold Sox. So we head to the top of the 7th inning. Your Rogues are leading 11-3 here at Colusa Casino Stadium. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. For over 60 years, Lippert's Carpet One has been dedicated to helping people find the best flooring solutions for their home or business. And for over 60 years, Lippert's has sponsored and donated to many organizations in our community, and we appreciate them. If you want to completely transform a room, Lippert's has many products available, and there are more choices than ever. Whether for your home or business, Lippert's has a professional staff dedicated to helping you find just what you are looking for. Lippert's wants to thank you for over 60 years of being your flooring source. Located in Medford on North Pacific Highway or Rogue River Highway in Grants Pass, or find them at lipperts.com. Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. I'm Jonathan Kerman on the call with you this evening and for this entire road trip. This is the final game of a 3-game series between your Rogues and the Marysville Gold Sox. Your Rogues will hop on a bus tonight and head to Chico for a 3-game series against the Heat. Josh Berman leads things off. He came on in the 4th inning as a defensive replacement, takes a first pitch strike, and then led off the inning in the 5th. First pitch he saw, put a charge into the ball and sent it over the left field fence. Next pitch to Berman is high and outside, ball 1-1 to Berman. And I had missed it because Berman had replaced Braden Stutzman at first base, but was batting for Connor Lowry. Next pitch is fouled on and fouled back, 1-2 the count. Berman was batting for Connor Lowry, who had been replaced by Caleb Smith. Smith came up after Berman in Jake Helwig's spot, where Braden Stutzman is now playing. So the three of them made a switch. Took a while to figure that one out, but I think we have it all dialed in for you. 1-2 the count to Berman. Swung on, fouled back again. We'll do this again. And leaping out of the dugout to make a nice barehanded grab is Will Floyd. Catching that foul ball. Rogues having some fun here on top. 12-3, top of the 7th inning over the Marysville Gold Sox. 1-2 the count to Berman. Here's the pitch. Just missed high. 2-2 the count. Again, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us on the live stream wherever you're listening. It's a pleasure to have you with us. Next pitch fouled back again. That one into the dugout. Jeff Lyle dove into the dugout, into the bleachers, almost, onto the bench. The team giving him a rousing ovation for getting out of the way of that ball. Josh Berman staying alive. 2-2 the count. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. No one out here, top of the 7th inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. So a strikeout and a home run for Josh Berman. And that'll bring up Caleb Smith, who was playing center field for Connor Lowry, but hitting in Jake Helwig's spot.
Now hitting Smith.
Caleb Smith struck out in the 5th inning. Caleb Smith, right-handed batter from Corvallis, Oregon. First pitch way outside. 1-0 to Caleb Smith. Smith attending Lynn Benton Community College. Smith bats right and throws left, just like me. Little taller than me, though. 6'2", 185. Next pitch is high. 2-0 the count to Caleb Smith. "12 runs on 10 hits for the Rogues, 3 runs on 9 hits for the Gold Sox." Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. Keaton Glover on the mound for the Gold Sox. He is the 5th pitcher for the Gold Sox, and he's gone longer than the other 4 pitchers. Here's the pitch from Glover. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. So now the count's even at 2 apiece. Starting pitcher for the Gold Sox, Isaiah Rodriguez, went just 2/3 of an inning. The Rogues loaded the bases in the 1st inning without swinging the bat. And then Connor Lowry got one home on an RBI sac fly. That next pitch is just outside. Good eye from Caleb Smith. Runs the count full. So the Rogues scrapped 1 run across in the 1st without a hit. That would change on the very next batter. Jake Helwig delivered a 2 RBI single. Next pitch fouled off by Caleb Smith. Staying alive. We'll do this again. Rogues would score 6 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 4 in the 3rd, 1 more in the 5th. Some scores from around the Great West League. Pickles are on top of Yuba City, 9-0 in the bottom of the 8th. Pitch to Caleb Smith is high. Earns himself a walk. And that'll bring up Braden Stutzman.
Now hitting number 25, Stubman.
That is the 11th free base, given up to the Rogues this evening. First pitch to Braden Stutzman is outside for a ball, 1-0. Seventh inning, 12-3. Your Rogues are on top. Here's the pitch to Stutzman. Just misses. 2-0 the count. 1 out. Caleb Smith at first. Johnny De La Cruz on deck. Here's the pitch to Stutzman. Swung on and hit to the first baseman by the first baseman. Brock Efan was holding on Caleb Smith, and that's why it got by him. Digging for third is Caleb Smith. Stumbled a little bit rounding second, but managed to keep his feet. Makes it to third standing up. The runners are on the corners for Johnny De La Cruz, who already has 4 RBIs in this game.
Now hitting De La Cruz.
So that's what a walk can do in baseball. The only reason that is a hit by Braden Stutzman is because the first baseman, Brock Efan, had to hold on Caleb Smith. First pitch to De La Cruz is low, ball 1. And when you give up 11 free passes, whether it was hit by a pitch or a walk, you are going to have a tough time winning ball games. Rogues will take it. Here's the next pitch to De La Cruz. Swung on and missed. Count even, 1-1. So Caleb Smith at third, Braden Stutzman at first. On deck is still Clay Valenzuela-Reese. So we've now gone through the order successfully. De La Cruz hits that ball well down the right field line. It is just foul. And Stutzman will trot back over to first. Thank you, Steve, for joining us from Sunnyvale. Runners on the corners. 1 and 2 to Johnny De La Cruz here in the top of the 7th inning. High. 2 and 2 now. Rogues on top, 12-3. Waiting on deck, Clay Valenzuela-Reese. Here's the pitch. Swung on. That's it well to left center field. Giving chase is the center fielder. Cooney Silk comes on, makes the catch for the out. Cooney Silk thinks that it's the end of the inning. He was trotting in a circle. Now, hold on. What's going on here? He made the catch. Braden Stutzman is back at first.
Now hitting Reese, number 13.
So nothing doing. The run comes home. Johnny De La Cruz gets his 5th RBI of the game. That is Caleb Smith, who came home. He walked earlier in this inning. First pitch swinging for Clay Valenzuela-Reese. Hits that one deep to left field, but not deep enough. Andrew Shablowski is there. So the Rogues get one more across. Another RBI for Johnny De La Cruz. Rogues are on top here at Colusa Casino Stadium. 13-3. We'll be back right after this.
Rogues fans, it's easier than ever to get your tickets to check out the Medford Rogues this summer. Visit MedfordRogues.com and click the Tickets tab to pick your seats for the next night out at Harry and David Field.
Welcome back to Colusa Casino Stadium. You are listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Your Rogues are on top, 13-3, bottom of the 7th inning. Still pitching for the Rogues is Nick Parr. The 7th inning stretch is still going on here at Colusa Casino Stadium, so everyone's just waiting for the song to play out. Here at Colusa Casino Stadium, they do the national anthem and the Take Me Out to the Ball game in the 7th inning.
Thank you, everybody.
Oh, God Bless America, excuse me, not the national anthem.
Now hitting out of UC Irvine, the second baseman, number 25, Devin Pettengill.
So the songs have been sung. Top of the order for the Gold Sox, Devin Pettengill, Justin Cooney Silk, and Brock Efan. First pitch to Devin Pettengill is in there for a strike, 0-1. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Scoreboard shows 2 outs, but I assure you that is not the case. Next pitch is outside. I guess the first pitch was outside as well. I apologize. 2-0 to Devin Pettengill, who is 1 for 2 on the day. Reached twice, reached on an error and singled. Here's the pitch. Inside, 3-0 now. 13 runs on 10 hits for the Rogues, just 3 runs on 9 hits for the Gold Sox. Here's the pitch from Parr. That one's high, ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to Devin Pettengill. And that'll bring up Justin Cooney Silk, who reached on a fielder's choice back in the 3rd inning and scored.
Now hitting pinch hitter.
That's actually that is a pinch hitter for the Gold Sox. That is Caden Goldby out of Yuba City, California. So Cooney Silk's night is done. Devin Pettengill at first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Nick Parr on the mound. Here's the pitch to Goldby. In there for a strike. 0-1. Parr getting the sign from Yang. Now comes home. That ball is high and inside. Goldby had a duck away from that one. 2-0 the count to Caden Goldby. Nobody out here in the 7th inning, despite what the scoreboard says. Swung on and missed. I think it was actually foul tipped back. One and 2 the count to Caden Goldby. So the sky is now pitch black, the lights are on, and it has really cooled down here in Marysville. I mean, chilly. 92 degrees now. Pitch is smacked down the left field side, but foul. Geez, he got all of that one, but it went foul out of play. Some action in the Rogues bullpen. Looks like that's Bobby Wood getting warm. 10-run lead for the Rogues. Put up 6 in the first, 1 in the second, 4 in the third, 1 in the fifth, and 1 in the 7th. Here's the pitch from Carr, excuse me. Called, strike 3. Caden Goldby knew it. He was walking back to home plate, or back to the dugout, before the home plate umpire even rung him up. So strikeout for Nick Parr. And that will bring up Brock Ethan. One out, Devin Pettengill at first. He walked to start the inning. Brock Efan doubled in the 3rd inning and walked in the 5th. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Doug reporting from the stands at Colusa Casino Stadium. It is still hot. I would have to agree. Next pitch swinging is Brock. 1-1 the count. Doug, you should have gone down and had a chat with Josh Hogan, figured out what the heck went on back in the 4th and 5th inning with those crazy defensive and lineup changes. Next pitch in the dirt, 2-1 the count to Efan. But I don't blame you. We were able to figure it out through a little bit of trial and error and using our eyes. Here's the next pitch to Brock Efan. Devin Pettengill at first. In the dirt. Ball 3. Bobby Wood warming up in the Rogues bullpen. Christian Coronado signaling to the bullpen. I think telling Bobby Wood to speed up. Get warm quickly. Nick Parr comes sets. Devin Pettengill takes off. The ball is high. It's ball 4. So 2 walks given up by Nick Parr in the inning. Pettengill at second, Efan at first. And Christian Coronado is going to go out and have a chat with Nick
Now
Parr.
hitting number 15, Yamaguchi.
Pinch hitter for Grant Horowitz. That is Tyler Yamaguchi out of Honolulu, Hawaii. Not a huge crowd on hand tonight, but a very vocal one, and that's just really great to see. If you come out to the ball game, make some noise. Let them know you're here.
Let's hear it for our fans in the great blue seats, our blue seat fans. We love you.
You hear the cowbell and noisemakers. Some dedicated fans here for the Marysville Gold Sox. Nick Parr staying in to face Tyler Yamaguchi. Right-handed batter, 5'9", 160, plays for the University of Northern Colorado. First and second for the Gold Sox, 1 out, bottom of the 7th inning. 13-3, your Rogues on top. Nick Parr looks back at second, now comes home. That pitch is taken for a strike on the inside corner. 0-1. Devin Pettengill at second, Brock Ethan at first. They both walked. 0-1 the count to Yamaguchi. That ball is hit foul down the first base side.
The time is 9:39 on a cool 92.
Everyone's set again. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch from Nick Parr to Tyler Yamaguchi. Swung on, foul back again. So we'll do this again. Morton's Family Dining and Bar offers something for everyone. Morton's has a full sports bar, a separate family dining side of the restaurant, and even delivery. Check out their website, mortons.com. That's Mortons with 2 R's. 2 on, 1 out, bottom of the 7th inning. Rogues up big in this one. Jumped out to an early lead and never let go. 13-3 over the Gold Sox in this final game of a 3-game series. Tyler Yamaguchi waits at home. Here's the pitch from Parr. Easy take inside. 1-2 the count now. Had some interesting substitutions for the Rogues in the middle innings. Caused a great deal of confusion for me and the other guys here in the broadcast booth. Parr looks back and now comes home. Curveball is swung on and hit foul on the third base side. Yamaguchi out in front of that one. Still 1-2 the count. On deck, the shortstop, Jason Daikochia. Here's the pitch from Parr. Swung on, hit up the middle softly. Shortstop right over to second. Clay Valenzuela steps on the bag. No chance to get the runner at first, though. Valenzuela made a play over to Berman, but not in time. So 2 outs now. Runners at the corners.
Now hitting the shortstop, number 24, Jason
For the Gold
Daikochia.
Sox, and that will bring up Jason Daikochia, who is 2 for 3 on the day. Devin Pettengill at third. He walked to lead off the inning. Tyler Yamaguchi at first on a fielder's choice. Here's the first pitch to Daikochia from Nick Parr. High, ball 1. The Gold Sox have struck out 7 Rogues, but have given up 11 free bases, whether on walks or hit by pitches. Here's the next pitch from Parr. Catches the outside part of the plate. 1-1. Pettengill at third. Tyler Yamaguchi at first. And Devin Pettengill just always seems to be on the base paths for the Gold Sox. Here's the pitch. Way high and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Jason Daicochia. This could be the last inning for Nick Parr. Bobby Wood should be loose now in the Rogues bullpen off the left side of the field. Runners at the corners, though, for Nick Parr. Here's the pitch to Daicochia. That is outside. Full count. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th inning, excuse me. No, bottom of the 7th. I had that right. Can't trust yourself sometimes, I guess, either. Runners at the corners, full count here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Your Rogues are on top, 13-3. Jason Daicochia at the plate. Nick Parr deals high and way outside. Easy take for Daicochia. That will load them up. For the left fielder. And that's going to be it for Nick Parr. Josh Hogan coming out to relieve the big righty. And it looks like Bobby Wood will be coming in for the Medford Rogues. The Rogues would like to thank our friends at Fred Meyer. At your local Rogue Valley Fred Meyer, you can pick up the Family Fun Day Sunday Pack. It contains 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 fountain drinks, and 4 souvenir baseballs for just $44. And these ticket packages are only available at each of the 3 Fred Meyer stores located locally in the Rogue Valley. You can't even buy these at the ballpark. Don't miss out on the fun. Fred Meyer Family Fun Sundays. Bobby Wood in on relief for Nick Parr. Bases are juiced for the Gold Sox in a 10-run game here in the bottom of the 7th inning. You're listening to Medford Rogues Baseball on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group. James Floyd Sr. joining us from North Texas. I'm jealous, James. Only 94. Almost midnight out there in North Texas. So at least we're not alone in the heat. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back right after this with the rest of the 7th inning and the rest of this ball game. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts.
Season long, right here on MedfordRogues.com.
Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. I'm Jonathan Kerman with you on the call tonight and for the entire road trip. Final game of a 3-game series between the Medford Rogues and the Marysville Gold Sox. Rogues will then head to Chico to play the defending champion Chico Heat in a 3-game series before finally returning home to Medford on Monday, June 26th, a Mystery Monday. So keep your eyes peeled on our social media to find out how you can score $5 tickets and a free pack of Moose Munch, courtesy of Harry and David. Excuse me, muscle memory on that one. Bobby Wood in on relief. Bases are juiced. Up at the plate is Andrew Shablowski. 3 Gold Sox runners all aboard on walks. First pitch to Shablowski is a strike, 0-1. Next pitch fouled back and thud. hit the top of the press box. 0-2 quickly. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th inning. 13-3, your Rogues are on top here at Colusa Casino Stadium. Here's the next pitch from Bobby Wood. Looks back at second. Now comes home. In the dirt, ball 1. Shablowski 1 for 3 on the day. Singled back in the 6th inning. Eric Yang is going to go ahead and have a quick conversation with his battery mate, Bobby Wood. Looked like Eric Yang was gesturing to Bobby Wood's shoes. Not sure what they were discussing, but we're all set now. Devin Pettengill at third, Tyler Yamaguchi at second, Jason Daikochia at first. Andrew Shablowski at the plate. Here's the pitch. Poked at, just got a piece of that, hit it foul. Shablowski doing a good job of fighting that off. When we go to the top of the 8th inning, it'll be the top of the order, which is different than how it was at the start of the game. Scotty Wright, Bryce Tilton, and Eric Yang will be up, assuming all things stay the same. But we're in the bottom of the 7th right now. Bobby Wood facing Andrew Shablowski with the bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit well to left field. That ball's carrying. It is going back. Gone! A grand slam for Andrew Big Shablowski. That ball just kept going and going and going. So a grand slam for Andrew Shablowski, and a 10-run lead is now just a 6-run lead. So Bobby Wood comes on in relief and gives up the grand slam home run to Andrew the Big Shablowski. I was at the Yuba Series, Rogues Series, the Yuba City Series here in Marysville. I saw a few home runs. And then the one from Josh Berman tonight, and now the one by Andrew Shablowski, all of them over the left field fence.
And that brings up pinch hitter Joey Mejia from Yuba City High School.
Joey Mejia is going to pinch hit for Tom Fuller. Takes a first pitch ball. 1-0. You hear the noisemakers from the fans. They're getting into it. Some action in the Rogues bullpen. That's Ryan Carl. Second pitch is a ball to Bobby Wood. And Bobby Wood's jersey has come undone. He'll take a second to readjust himself. Walks are the story in this game. 11 free passes given up to the Rogues. All 3 of the batters here in this inning for the Gold Sox reached on walks. And then the grand slam shot over the left field wall by Andrew Shablowski made this a 13-7 game. Next pitch by Bobby Wood is outside, so 3-0 now. Still 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Nobody on. On deck, should Mejia get aboard, is number 31, Nick Barrow. Mejia taking all the way on that one. It's a called strike. 3-1 the count. What a game. Every game has been jam-packed, full of excitement here in Marysville. Here's the pitch from Bobby Wood. That one is hit well to right field. That's carrying back, and it is gone! Back-to-back home runs given up by Bobby Wood. And it is now a 5-run game. So the Gold Sox cut the lead in half with just 2 swings. Nick Parr loaded the bases on all walks. Bobby Wood gives up a grand slam to Andrew the Big Shablowski. And then Joey Mejia takes Bobby Wood yard again. So now it is a 5-run game here in Marysville. My goodness. So pinch hitting for Sam Leach is Nick Barrow out of Ventura, California, which is actually where I hail from. How about that? Small world. Josh Hogan's coming out, and I think that's going to be it for Bobby Wood. Ryan Carl is going to come in on in relief. Bases are cleared. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's been a long one. 13-8 now, your Rogues are on top. We'll be back with the rest of this inning, the rest of this game. Should be an exciting one. Stick around. We'll be back right after this.
Catch the Rogues all season long, right here on MedfordRogues.com.
Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group. Welcome back to Colusa Casino Stadium. We've got a ball game on our hands, folks. It is a 5-run game. The Gold Sox have put up 5 in this inning. Andrew Shablowski hit a grand slam after Nick Parr loaded the bases on walks. Bobby Wood came on in relief and served up a tater over the left field fence, and then on the next batter, Joey Mejia, he takes Bobby Wood yard opposite field over the right field wall. Ryan Carl is in now for the Rogues. First pitch ball to Nick Barrow, pinch hitting for Sam Leach. Next pitch is low, ball 2. Still 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. All of this action happening with 2 outs. Here's the next pitch. That one swung on and missed. 2-1 the count to Nick Barrow. The right fielder Tanner Seibel on deck. Here's the pitch from Carl. That one just low. 3-1 the count. Next pitch swung on and missed by Barrow. Count runs full, 3-2. Bottom of the 7th inning, your Rogues are on top, 13-8. Here's the pitch from Carl. Called! Strike 3 on the outside corner. Ryan Carl comes in and strikes out Nick Barrow to finally end the inning. 5 runs do come across, though. The Gold Sox cut the lead in half. We head to the top of the 8th inning. Your Rogues are on top, 13-8. Here at Colusa Casino Stadium, you're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. We'll be back with the final 2 innings right after this.
back on the road with the Rogues.
Welcome back to Colusa Casino Stadium. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Pitching change for the Gold Sox on the mound now, Lincoln Clayton. We had some pinch hitters in that last inning for the Gold Sox. We'll get those defensive replacements for you when we have them. The Rogues were up 10 in the top of the 7th inning, and they had 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. 3 walks given up by Nick Parr in the inning. Bobby Wood comes in, serves up a home run to Andrew Shablowski, a grand slam, and then on the next hitter, Joey Mejia takes Bobby Wood yard opposite field. Right-handed hitter hitting it to the right field fence for back-to-back home runs. First pitch from Clayton is high and inside to Scotty Wright. 1-0 the count. So Bobby Wood did not last long. Ryan Carl came in and struck out Nick Barrow to end the inning. Next pitch swung on and missed by Scotty Wright. Top of the order for the Rogues, Scotty Wright, Bryce Tilton, and Eric Yang. Here's the pitch from Clayton. Throws that one in there for a strike, 1-2. Lincoln Clayton with a very quick delivery. I mean, as soon as he goes into the windup, it's like, bam, the pitch is thrown. Throws very hard, too. Here's the pitch. That one's way outside. 2-2 the count. Scotty Wright came on for Davis DeLorfis. Bryce Tilton came on for Jaden Hanna. A lot of switches in this game. I imagine Coach Hogan wants to keep these guys fresh, especially with that big lead that they had. Swung on and missed by a strike by Scotty Wright for strike 3 here in the top of the 8th inning. This is the final game of a 3-game series here in Marysville. The Rogues will hit the road, back on the bus rather, head over to Chico for 3 games. Bryce Tilton stepping up. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit well, but foul on the third base side. Lincoln Clayton. Clayton Richard is a pitcher for the San Diego Padres. Lincoln Clayton is on the mound for the Gold Sox. Steps off the mound. 1 out, top of the 8th inning. Bases clear. Rogues on top, 13-8. Here's the pitch. Tilton shows bunt, pulls back. Did he go around? No, says the field ump. Count is 1-0. Here's the next pitch. Swung on a hit to the third baseman, bounces up off his chest. He picks it up, fires it over in time to get Bryce Tilton.
Nice play.
That is Nick Barrow out in third base, replacing Sam Leach. Had the ball bounce off his chest, but he stuck with it and fired out Bryce Tilton. So that will bring up the number 3 hitter, Eric Yang.
Now hitting. Yeah.
Eric Yang has reached every at-bat, has reached base every at-bat this game. Hit by a pitch in the first and scored. Led off the second inning with a double and scored. Singled in the third and scored. Singled in the fourth and was walked in the 6th. Swung on and fouled back. And that broke his bat, it looks like.
If you need new bats, Madison Bat Company, located in Marysville.
So Eric Yang will walk back to the dugout and get himself a new bat. Rogues Baseball is brought to you by Claudio Alvarez Construction and Restoration. Founded over 2 decades ago, Claudio Alvarez Construction and Restoration are there when you need them most. Whether it's fire, storm, or water damage, the Alvarez Restoration team is ready and willing to bring your home back to how it used to be. They like to say, when bad stuff happens, we make good stuff happen. Find them at alvarezrestoration.com or by calling 541-727-7340. Yang is back in the batter's box with a new bat. 0-1 the count to Yang. Here's the pitch from Lincoln Clayton. That one settles in there for a strike 0-2. 2 outs, top of the 8th inning. 13-8 the score. Your Rogues are on top. Was a 10-run lead just in the last inning. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. So 1, 2, 3 go the Rogues in the top of the 8th inning. Lincoln Clayton making quick work of the Rogues. We head to the home half of the 8th inning. Your Rogues still on top by 5, 13-8 at Colusa Casino Stadium in Marysville, California. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. We'll be back right after this.
We're back on the road with the Rogues. Take the Rogues with you by following along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Welcome back to Colusa Casino Stadium. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Apologize for any technical difficulties you guys may be experiencing. Seems like some of you are, some of you aren't. Didn't miss much. And that is if you caught the bottom of the 7th inning. The Gold Sox put up 5 in the 7th. Ryan Carl still on in relief. First pitch is in there for a strike to the right fielder Tanner Seibel. Here's the second pitch from Carl. Swung on and fouled back, 0-2. The score in the 7th was empty for the Gold Sox with 2 outs before a grand slam by Andrew Shablowski brought 4 home off the ball thrown by Bobby Wood. And then the next batter, Joey Mejia, a pinch hitter, took Bobby Wood opposite field over the right field fence for back-to-back bombs. Here's the next pitch from Carl in the dirt. 1-2 the count to Tanner Seibel. Ryan Carl was asked to get out the last batter of the 9th inning. Check swing by Seibel. He went around, says the home plate umpire. Strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ryan Carl. I was just about to say Carl was brought in to replace Bobby Wood after the back-to-back home runs, and Carl promptly retired Nick Barrow. So back-to-back strikeouts for Ryan Carl, and now the lineup turns over for the Gold Sox. Devin Pettengill, who is 1 for 2 on the day, reached 3 times, 2 walks, and reached on an error. Ryan Carl working quickly. First pitch is a ball to Pettengill, 1-0. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit well. That is going to fall into left center field. Picked up by Stutzman. Fires it back into the infield. 1 out single for Devin Pettengill. That'll bring up Caden Goldby, who pinch hit for Justin Cooney Silk in the 7th inning. Rogues are on top, 13-8. Bottom of the 8th inning, 1 out. Here's the pitch from Carl. Low, ball 1. Waiting on deck, the first baseman, Brock Efan. Carl looks at Pettengill, now comes home. Swung on, foul, tipped back. 1-1 the count. Ryan Carl, a Rogue Valley native from Medford, Oregon, pitching for Pacific University. Southpaw, 5'9", 170. Here's the off-speed pitch that just misses. It's a good pitch, but just outside. 2-1 to Caden Goldby. Devin Pettengill on first. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. So the count evens up for Caden Goldby. 1 out in the bottom of the 8th inning. Rogues on top by only 5. I say only because they've been up by 10 or 11 for a majority of this game. Ryan Carl looks at first again, now comes home. Swung on and just foul tipped. Looks like it caught a little bit of Eric Yang. He steps up to walk it off. Count remains 2-2. Ryan Carl looking in, getting the sign from Eric Yang. Here's the pitch. That pitch is high. I think it might have been a pitch out. No, Carl tapping his chest saying, my bad, that one got away from me. So 3-2 now the count. Runs full for Caden Goldby. Devin Pettengill at first. Here's the pitch. Pettengill takes off. That pitch is hit high, deep to right center field. Going back and having room and making the catch is Caleb Smith at center. So a loud out for Caden Goldby. 2 down in the bottom of the 8th inning, and that'll bring up the first baseman Brock Efan.
Now number 39, Brock Efan.
Efan, the right-handed batter, facing the lefty Ryan Carl. Carl looking at Pettengill. First pitch, curveball on the outside part of the plate. Nope. Called ball, excuse me. 1-0 the count. 13 runs on 10 hits for the Rogues. Next pitch is four-seamer in there for a strike. Brock Efan had a quick look back at the umpire. Now gets back set. 8 runs on 12 hits for the Gold Sox. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Great off-speed stuff from Ryan Carl. Efan way ahead of that one. Brock, the larger-than-life first baseman, cracks his neck, steps back into the batter's box. Ryan Carl sets, fires, just low, ball 2. 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. 13-8, your Rogues are on top. Devin Pettengill, who singled earlier in this inning at first. That pitch is low. Brock Efan runs the count full. Waiting on deck is Tyler Yamaguchi. Here's the pitch. Pettengill running on it, and it is ball 4. So 2 on and 2 outs for Tyler Yamaguchi, who pinch hit for Grant Horowitz in the 7th inning, grounded into a fielder's choice, but would score on the monster mash by Andrew Shablowski. Yamaguchi, the right-handed batter. Carl gets set, comes home, pitches inside, ball 1. Pettengill took a huge lead at second, scampered back to second, excuse me. Pettengill at second, Brock Efan at first. Here's the pitch. Off speed in there for a strike. 1-1 the count to Tyler Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi out of Honolulu, Hawaii. Carl looks back at second. Looks back again. Now comes home. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit. Foul. Just foul on the third base side. Bryce Tilton giving chase, but it rolled foul. That foul ball picked up by Aaron Hutchinson, who is standing over there in the Rogues bullpen, waiting to get loose just in case things get any closer in this ballgame. Carl gets the sign from Eric Yang. Runners on first and second, 2 out in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch. Just outside. Ball 2. So the deuces are wild for the Gold Sox. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Bottom of the 8th inning, 13-8. And a barn buster in this one. Ryan looks back again, now comes home. Swung on, that one's hit well to left field, but playable. Making the catch is Johnny De La Cruz, and that will end the threat for the Gold Sox. So Ryan Carl gets the job done in the 8th inning. We head to the top of the 9th. Your Rogues are on top by 5, 13-8. We're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. We'll be back with the final frame right after this. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com. Top of the 9th inning, Taylor Frost at the dish. First pitch swinging, hit to the third baseman, Nick Barrow. Great play over at third, fires over to first in time to get Taylor Frost for out number 1 in the top of the 9th. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. I'm Jonathan Kerman on the call. What a terrific game this has been. Really, what a terrific series this has been. Close ball games, exciting plays being made on both sides of the field by both teams. Stepping in now is Josh Berman, who at the first pitch that he saw of the game, he pinch hit for Connor Lowry, came in as a defensive replacement for Braden Stutzman, who moved over to right to replace Jake Helwig. First pitch that Josh Berman saw sent a shot over the left field wall for a solo home run. Takes the first pitch ball, next pitch swinging, that's popped up foul. Might hear that on the press box. Nope, just missed us. 1-1 the count to Josh Berman. Lincoln Clayton on the mound for the Gold Sox. Pitches high, 2-1 the count. Little bit of confusion when all these defensive replacements were made. Batting lineup got all switched around, but we figured it out. Caleb Smith is on deck, followed by Braden Stutzman, who started the game at first, moved over to right when all of this craziness happened back in the middle innings. Here's the pitch to Berman. That one is hit well to left center field. Going back as a center fielder, going back. It is off the wall, off the top of the wall. Josh Berman narrowly misses a home run by, inches. Hit that thing to the farthest part of the ballpark, right over the 410 sign. It's a stand-up double for Josh Berman. Whew, that was close. So as it stands, it is a one-out double for Josh Berman. He now has a home run and a double in this game, and that'll bring up Caleb Smith, who replaces Jake Helwig in the batting lineup, but replaced Connor Lowry in the field, who Josh Berman was batting for. First pitch is outside. 1-0 the count to Caleb Smith. Next pitch, Lincoln looks back at second, now comes home outside. 2-0 the count to Caleb Smith. On deck is Braden Stutzman.
That's Braden Stutzman wearing Alex Isola's jersey. No, he's not. He's wearing his own jersey.
Clayton looks back. That ball's in the dirt. Now 3-0. So 3 straight balls to Caleb Smith. We have 1 out in the top of the 9th inning. Your Rogues are on top 13-8 here at Colusa Casino Stadium. Rogues were in control of this one pretty much from the get-go. They scored 6 in the first. But in the bottom of the 7th, with 2 outs and the bases juiced, Andrew Shablowski hits a grand slam. That ball is outside to Caleb Smith, a 4-pitch walk. So 2 on and 1 out for the Rogues for Braden Stutzman. Stutzman started the game at first, now playing right field.
Now hitting number 25, Stutzman.
Stutzman is 1 for 1 on the day. Berman at second narrowly missed his second home run of the day by inches. That ball is hit well by Braden Stutzman, but playable. Left fielder Andrew Shablowski is there, fires it into the infield. 2 down. Runners do not advance. And that'll bring up Johnny De La Cruz, who has 5 RBIs in this one. A 2 RBI single in the first, a 2 RBI single in the third, a walk, and an RBI sac fly for De La Cruz on the day. Not a bad day's work. Here's the pitch from Lincoln Clayton in the dirt, gets by the catcher. Runners are going to advance. So now Berman is at third, Caleb Smith is at second, and Johnny De La Cruz has a chance to get a few more RBIs here. De La Cruz must have heard me on the broadcast talking about how many RBIs Connor Lowry has. He leads the league with 23. 24, excuse me. Johnny De La Cruz trying to give him a run for his money. Lincoln Clayton steps off the mound. Now comes back, sets. And here's the pitch. That one... Curveball in there for a strike. De La Cruz didn't like it. 1-1 the count. 2 outs, top of the 9th inning. Your Rogues are on top by 5. Certainly would love the added insurance, the extra padding. They were used to playing with it the whole game. Next pitch is down. Ball 2. The Rogues loaded the bases with nobody out. Excuse me, they loaded the bases without getting a hit in the first inning. And yes, it was with no out. 3 consecutive walks. Connor Lowry had an RBI sac fly. The Rogues scored first without a hit. Next pitch in the dirt. 3-1 to Johnny De La Cruz. Jake Helwig came in and had a 2 RBI single. Stutzman had a single. De La Cruz then had his 2 RBI single. Here's the next pitch to De La Cruz. That is fouled back, 3-2. So the count runs full here. Top of the 9th inning. Berman at second. Berman at third. Caleb Smith at second. The runners advanced on the wild pitch by Clayton a few pitches ago. 2 outs. 13-8. Your Rogues are on top. Rogues scored 6 in the first. But the Gold Sox got 5 in the 7th on a similar situation. Bases were loaded without a hit. 3 walks given up by the Rogues pitching staff, and then Bobby Wood serves up a grand slam to Andrew Shablowski. That pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. De La Cruz is mad at himself for taking it. So 2 left on base for the Rogues. We'll see if 5 is enough. We head to the home half of the 9th inning. Your Rogues are on top 13-8 over the Marysville Gold Sox. Stick around. This one should be fun. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. We are in the bottom of the 9th inning here at Colusa Casino Stadium. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Ryan Carl still on the mound for the Rogues. His first pitch to number 24, the shortstop Jason Daikochia, is outside, 1-0. 13-8, your Rogues are on top. Here's the next pitch from Carl. That ball is hit high and deep to left field. Going back is De La Cruz. That ball is gone. Another home run given up. Jason Daikochia leads off the bottom of the 9th inning with a home run. Score is now 13-9. So Ryan Carl falls victim to the home run ball. You aren't the only one. And what had appeared to be an easy win for the Rogues is anything but. Stepping up to the batter's box now, the current RBI leader for the Gold Sox this game, Andrew Shablowski. Shablowski had a grand slam back in the bottom of the 7th inning. Here's the pitch from Carl. Low, ball 1.
Now they're only down by 4. Much kudos deserved to the Gold Sox for making.
So the Gold Sox have not given up here despite being down by 10 runs for most of this game. Next pitch by Carl is outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Andrew the Big Shablowski.
2-0 count, no outs.
Shablowski, the right-handed batter. Here's the pitch from Carl. That one settles in there nicely. A changeup. Strike 1.
2-1 now count. Daikochia just knocked the heck out of that last home.
Waiting on deck, Joey Mejia, who has the second of the back-to-back strikeouts in the 7th inning for the Gold Sox. The next pitch is in there for a strike by Carl. 2-2 to Andrew Shablowski. Here's the pitch from Carl. Swung on, poked at, reached at. Easy routine ground ball to the shortstop, Scotty Wright, but the throw is not in time. Andrew Shablowski legs out the infield single. The ball was reached at. Shablowski, leaned over, just poked at the ball, hit right at Scotty Wright, but the throw not in time. Shablowski reaches. So a home run and a single to lead things off in the bottom of the 9th inning. And that'll bring up Joey Mejia, who hit an opposite field home run over the right field fence against Bobby Wood. Here's the pitch. Off speed, just outside, ball 1. 13 runs, 11 hits for the Rogues, 9 runs, 14 hits for the Gold Sox. Joey Mejia, a local of Marysville, of Yuba City, the surrounding area. Here's the pitch from Carl. That one catches the inside corner, 1-1 the count.
Just inside the plate there. 1-1 count now to Joey Mejia.
Waiting on deck is Nick Biro, who Carl struck out to end the bottom of the 7th inning. Carl gets set, looks at first, now comes home. Swung on, that is hit to the third baseman, Tilton. Tilton over to second, over to first, not in time. So they get the force out. Tilton over to Clay Valenzuela-Reese, the second baseman, covering second base. Couldn't turn 2, but they do get the force.
Now hitting number 31, Barrow.
So stepping in is Nick Barrow, who is playing third base for Sam Leach. Here's the pitch from Carl. That one's way outside. Ball 1. Gonna try my best to keep things interesting for you. Don't want you falling asleep just yet. We still have some baseball left to play. Here's the pitch. That one is inside, 2-0. Brian Carl fans himself with his hat. Temperature hasn't cooled down that much here in Marysville, still in the 90s. Carl gets set, comes home. Off speed in there for a strike. 2-1 to Nick Barrow. Waiting on deck, the right fielder, Tanner Seibel. Next pitch is high, 3-1 the count. 3-1 the count. Joey Mejia at first. That pitch is in there for a strike. Ryan Carl runs the count full. Dex, you are absolutely right. This series has been packed full of drama, and I am loving it. I hope you guys are too. The next pitch from Carl, just outside. Carl leaned over, almost begging the ump to call it. It was close, but he doesn't get the call. So the Gold Sox now have runners on first and second. One out.
And your right fielder, Tanner Seibel.
Still a 4-run game here. Tanner Seibel at the plate. Tanner is 1-for-3 on the day with a hit by a pitch. First pitch in there for a strike from Ryan Carl. 0-1 the count. Joey Mejia at second, Nick Barrow at first. Here the kazoos, the noisemakers here in Marysville at Colusa Casino Stadium. Thank you all for staying up with us. Sure, it's been worth it. Next pitch is behind Tanner Seibel. What a great play by Eric Yang. Lunged over to his right to make that play. The ball was behind Tanner Seibel. Eric Yang catching the ball, keeping the runners honest at their bases. First and second, one out, bottom of the ninth inning. Here's the pitch from Carl that is swung on, fouled back off the third base side. Just foul. Giving chase was Bryce Tilton. Wasn't going to give up on that one. But it landed out of play. So 1-2 now. To Tanner Seibel. Waiting on deck, public enemy number 1, Devin Pettengill. And you hear the kazoos playing along to the charge. Bottom of the ninth inning, 13-9, Rogues on top. Carl steps off the mound. Mejia and Nick Barrow retreat. Tanner, Seibel at the dish. 1-2 the count. The pitch swung on, hit well down the right field line. That ball is just foul. Foul by just a few feet in right field. Runners will head back, and we'll do this again. Wait for it. 1-2 the count. One out in the bottom of the ninth inning. Rogues on top, 13-9. Ryan Carl on the mound. Tanner Seibel at the dish. Here's the pitch. That is just outside. 2-2. And I'm sorry, I am just getting a kick out of these kazoos. This is a real treat. 2-2 the count. Ryan Carl looks at second. Comes home. Swung on. That is hit down the left field line. Foul. About 5 feet. Just where the bullpen dirt meets the grass out there in left field. In front of the 325 sign. We've been looking for new music in between the innings. I wonder if we can get these kazoo players to play us some tunes in between innings. Let us know in the comments if you'd like that. Still 2-2 the count to Tanner Seibel. 2 on, 1 out. Bottom of the ninth inning. Here's the pitch from Carl. That ball is hit to the second baseman. Reese takes a funny hop. Fires it over to first in time to get him. That ball jumped up when it hit the dirt. That was a crazy jump by Clay Valenzuela-Reese. By the ball hit to Clay Valenzuela-Reese, excuse me. Valenzuela-Reese made a terrific play sticking with that ball. The runners do advance on the play, but there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the ninth inning. And Josh Hogan's coming out, and I think that's going to be it for Ryan Carl. Ryan Carl pitches well, doesn't want to come out. Doug, I'm sorry you don't find the kazoos as entertaining as I do. Maybe it's because I'm back in the press box. I guess we won't ask them to play our in-between-the-inning songs. We have a pitching change here in Marysville. And that's going to be Aaron Hutchinson on the mound for the Rogues in relief, coming on to get the final out here in this one. And end this series here in Marysville. It's been a fun one. I hope that you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Aaron Hutchinson's going to take a couple pitches to warm up. We're going to take a quick commercial break. I promise there will be no kazoos. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Runners on second and third for the Marysville Gold Sox in a 4-run game. Rogues on top 13-9. This series has not been without drama. Aaron Hutchinson on in relief, trying to get this last out. He and Bryce Tilton have a quick conversation. Stepping into the batter's box is probably the last guy the Rogues want to see, Devin Pettingill, who is a tough out every time at the plate. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th inning. The Kazoos have silenced for now, much to the enjoyment of our fans. Here's the first pitch. That ball is fouled back, 0-1. Well, I'm glad I asked all of you, and I didn't make the executive decision to replace all of our music with kazoo music. And that's one of the reasons why this live stream is so great. I get to ask you guys questions, you get to answer back. Feel free to ask me questions during the broadcast. I'd love to talk more about myself, about the game, whatever you'd like to hear. Next pitch to Pettingill is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. And yes, I did speak too soon, Doug. Sorry about that. Here's the pitch from Hutch. Swung on, and that is going to be hit to the second baseman, Valenzuela-Reese, over to Berman in time, and that is the ball game. Your Rogues have held on to win for the sweep. Your Rogues defeat the Marysville Gold Sox 13-9. It was not an easy win by any stretch of the imagination. Rogues had 13 runs on 12 hits and 1 error. Gold Sox had 9 runs on 14 hits, no errors. We are back tomorrow from Chico, Nettleton Stadium, playing the defending champion Chico Heat. Again, your final score 13-9, your Rogues on top over the Marysville Gold Sox. You've been listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your home loan experts. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow night without the kazoos on MedfordRogues.com. Thank you for listening. I'm Jonathan Kerman on the call. Good night.
Rogue Nation, thanks for listening to Medford Rogues Baseball. Listen to the Rogues all season long, live on MedfordRogues.com.